Beat 100.9 FM Suni. Now, and then June 20, Thursday, June 20, 2024. And time just about approaching 24 minutes past 1. Na me man teach me na yede bremo. Me man teach me yede bremo. Me amiti uchi ame from me. ADAKABRI mudu oshiuma. Na ene we. Aya baba bosome na yewumi ne da toso aduono afi MP no aduono enan na yetena ase a na me man enti adwumadie ene yede ba adwumadie mi a midi ho chia me fra me ADAKABRI mudu oshioma na misini co-character right in front of me here Marjorie osai ajiman na fe panyini kwadwo dame ado na production is in naso Marjorie Kroya ene ebo ni chidom na ohima kwe friye enso asabese emrante kwa no emi no abna frema abankro wano ena technical production one nana ya osafo one de ba interactions across various social media handles say your Facebook live say your Instagram say your TikTok say your YouTube ni nyina bra frema bankro ne nana ya asafo pescoba na omohwe atoto de aman engineering team no nso so chinchim afidie no achu agbo worker batia kwa na jare nana boaje na adasankroma ya sanemra ne se sempro na fe facilities team no big solo and dada and Godfred your friend Ubrana na fe no Sami yaw mapuna na Milson so yasanmrane tetai na bibia edaye ede emayen awie yetena ase a chicha kakra ewo ho chicha kakra ewo ho ana Democrat no so animu ensem no bi enso so yebehwe interview mienu miensa enso ho na fe no mpanifo no so ba betena ase Nana Kwadwo Aje Yaboa of the New Patriotic Party obeba ha awie Pabna Abua Kranche of the National Democratic Congress eso ebeba ha na yaw Asanitano is a political analyst also beba ha awie so na ye be presente nikosua no a 55 cedis per crate no ye be presente 2 crate no de amano otia saying na baby otokosua range between 70 cedis to 120 cedis na kosua crate 70 cedis to 120 cedis na yetimi nya kosua crate no grade 1 no 55 cedis then it's like you are asking say again na yes a variable factor no a itimi emma prices ekoso sa ye wo poultry farm one crime your poultry farm Ukumase your poultry farm ewo Sunyaye your poultry farm wo Odan your poultry farm ewo Doma so you ask yourself say kosua wo beto no Doma 55 cedis no adinti na wo to no 120 cedis ewon kra ha sei Majali what to say
na me adumo boko na ba John so
when be and they presented 2 crates of kosua
ade ama
ya sanitano
okay
na baby o menene koy ampa baby o to kosua no ekubisa ye ne chese 75 cedis
75
enokura na ya no man kosua nkete bisa na sisi ano grade 1 no at 55 cedis ewo do ma ahinkru ababedru na sa grade 1 so no up to 120 cedis and you turn one kra so you are asking yourself sa variable no den and it me ba sa say kusua at 55 cedis ewo do ma ahinkru edrum kran it me 120 cedis that rate
well and there's a transportation here major factor
and transportation you know and no one crate you know and one crate you know
no what chegu so
just one crate no and now would the 120 cedis no Uti 55 cities in free more. There's a 65 cities. It is because you are one crate no 65 cities.
And say the woman is a beautiful no. And usually no said your one more young calculation. The normal yes say normal boy day normally are dealing in no most of them no. A beautiful calculation and so ye be or because they said your worker send you could see one crate now fire. But on the back out as a transportation no boy didn't say you would the cost. So that you bet me a fair analysis. Ebiana a year transporters no. One was to seek on my jewel no. A seek a way no more pa. Na ye who the reason tia Emma Kusiano Bono, a cosro. And a two, will you transportation factor and a two no so ye areas I at it. Areas be or her one must standardize one more, some of them normal boarding, especially in Cry. Enti Kusia a Robertono. Domijum price be a 70 cedis no. Sa Kusiano sa Okotono a Jirigano. And you are better on the same price and same size. Obetono 120 cedis. 80 areas here to so no. And no see another factor you are the phone no. You say no amano. Now one more day your calculation.
And the one can just open a calculator no. Say Kusia 50 crates.
Yeah.
Who the freedom I in Crowbars here?
What am I just saying?
Car not change 250 cities.
50 crates. Oh.
And a car not change 250 crates. It not just one crate to be ano, 50 cities.
It's not a crate to be out the J 50 cities.
And then to San Kusia.
Oh, there be 50 cities in row. We'll say 50 crates.
50 crates. Aye.
And they build a new
and the 50 crates, no.
They say you per transportation.
And the 10 crates be a 50 cities.
10 crates be a 50 cities. It's by 5.
And a year 250
it's not one crate be a 5 cities.
It's just one crate be a 5 cities.
One crate be a or J 5 cities.
And now Tokusiano 55 cities.
Okay. No Tokusiano so 55.
In fact, to phone car 50 cities.
It's all the offer in the first place. My Yemfa, what they 55 cities. So they don't.
Yemfa 55 cities.
Yemfa 55 for the year. 55 by 50, no.
And Anna, Papa Jikusiano crowd was security for no bra. Never come to me and Kusiana.
About 2,750. And then you
that is for some Kusiana man, Fabra.
To 2,000 plus 250. Now, Yasanita and I just want to kind of Kusianako.
Otiaka.
And to almost Casa
100 cities.
100 cities. Okay, well, they said we're 300. You may so 200 and Yamasam. My men and India, my person, my manager, as a sound of Beduana. So Kusiana Babiduno. And yes, so on the Baby Fay and Yassi, Cemetery can do, but sister Kusiani in Uncle. One require now is an and Wako. Eddie Abay, if you are it's another young wasm. But maybe say, as Sanita on Tiasi, because Waka Crab and Becondo Kusiachi. As Sanita on Tiasi said, Kusiana, ya de Bemano, or Tuamaka, ya de Manono. And yes, Obena just said into all the polybag was a Kusiani in Ashim Cemetery.
I said, I will create number of match.
Aha, it's the uncle who say Kusiani, the Union and Obinia Goofy. Okay, it's the calculation now. Say no.
It is 50 crates at 55 cities.
2,750. 2,750.
And the friend is saying,
what the 250?
Are you 250 every month?
No one at 3,000 per paper.
There's a 250 nature. I
3,000. I 3,000. It's when we 50 crates near Kahwasemi. And I was so to say yes. No, to say.
And a baby, I am never call you. I Anomaco Suano. There's 75 cities per crate.
75.
And yeah, the 75 cities times 50 cry, mere.
And say, yeah, the 75 crown 75 by 50. And then about 3,750. It's a 3,750, no? Or better transportation. Or 3,750, no? Obey 3,000. Ephraim. It was not profit of 750.
That's a yes, Kabiasa.
Now,
120 no swear.
It's 120 with the same transportation cost here. Hey, and I said I just almost the more because 120 by 50. And then about 6,000 into one day a bupen and they can't say a bupen. It's another question in here. When I saw so come on. Okay. Yeah, Sanitano, you're ready, no ranting. Nana.
nana yi ba ko
only back on here. But find when it's 6,000, one my DJ say 120, 120 at the same price, the same size, no.
Say
Oh, but we say normal.
Enti 55 cities no. No, the 120 benya 6,000. Let you bet me nyamfa so 3,000.
3,000. Or 50 crates when nyamfa so 3,000.
Hey. I say yeah.
There be any chamene ankasa. Chamene. But there be ordinary risk ni ade nyina aka. Anything na 750. Nka 750 ni ye. What you turn 50 crates 750. I think that is okay. But so better on 50 crates. Now what's the 100%? 3,000. And then the chamene. Chamene completely. It's only say na now go areas bia and no more just ano. And the phone na woman no pe emfaso twitwiri die no. One more and the tire say no man pa. Nti wa reasonably no 750 na ke ye. 750 ne ye pa. Reasonably 750 no ye. So I na woman eto no man eto da bia. One pricing na ye ka pricing so ebinum hyeda no de e wo ho. Ebi hyeda no mama price no. The boy den. So not reasonably na de ni nuru sa.
It will bet me at so, 50% in
50% in Vaso. There we cry 100%. 120 100% in Vaso.
Hey.
100%, yeah. Well, but what we
know the organ say same margin said that's so no to me nyam for 100%.
I do my tone no. License chemical shop for no.
Utuminya 100%.
And the pharmacy for no. Woman there me hwehwem say woman there one more ebu ye kompa.
That says reasonably no to
Kosi aye didi.
Kosi ba ko yesen.
Kosi no 3 cities.
Ba ko 3 cities.
Yeah. Ana me wa. 3 cities. Okay, and so nyina depend baby out on about averagely.
Get 3 cities nanka say kosi abetimi more than 3 cities per.
We are baby or have obakono or mashada 5 cities.
Kosia ba ko. Ademe.
Omo de just
say Kosia
4 cities.
Edi emphasis 1
okay, woman enwa ni beko no.
I don't say saying.
No name say no near 3 cities. And I me to be a check akra 3 cities.
Okay, ye me phone line kakra na hwade. Say the can calculate say Kosia ba ko 3 cities ah. So no.
And so the yanke say ba ko 3 cities say we create near 30.
There would emphasize 30 pieces.
I say 30 pieces.
30 by
30 by 3 sorry. 30 by 3 about 90 cities.
It's not just say obi anton Kosia 120 wa.
Into 120 there outrageous. One meton Kosia create 120 cities in over. I have
papa na freeze beton 120 no.
Sana na maybe boy say areas more areas or more baby out no. Baby out.
Is just
more areas there be when there's any ganko.
Now see watch it run so turn back 4 cities. 4 times 30. Not just watch it run could be selling at 120.
It's just no 120.
But as a Kosia so no. Unse Dansoma has on say baby akoko photo.
Akoko photo. Yeah.
That time the state farms. And na poultry farm or. Ama nkoko no. Kosia. That time the state farms akwara bia nya Kosia ni bidi.
Yeah.
So and then to Kumasi cry baby for honor akoko space.
Akoko space. Kumasi akoko space.
So no. Give me a phone line kakra ni ntiasem kakra so Madam Roma. 0303 975487 0303 975487 and I say 0302 243540 0302 243540 say eye Kosia ye ken na at Domain Group 55 cities are. That just divide 55 by 30, no. Mama Hade.
55 by 30,
no.
Okay, said that you benano
55 by 30.
It's I don't know. And I can use about 1 city 80 pesos.
And then just about 180 pesos.
1 city 80 pesos.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ADAKABRI.
Yeah, me in your way.
Yeah, my name is Alan Chamantin, the incoming president. The threat and coupon, I want the 2024 December, voting every election. Now, Nkusia is saying, many in that question. ADAKABRI, who say, if Nkusia will even feed, you know, Okoto, Fujisa is almost 3.6. Sankofa, 3.8, Oba, Accra, Gafa, or Mono, the end of Pomcatra. And the areas, you know, and I'm to Ukofan Bedria. This is all the apple of doing to domain in Grandpa. When you accident, I need and now, if you mean people is here for 2 weeks, you know better than you. And you want more to sometimes you maybe but sometimes and
it's a risk the woman here high.
Yeah. Maybe back 2 crates and that's 3 crates. No, but you know, sometimes and you know, but people where they are so this year and Kazan could tell you among for the Omoko month and the mark of price and high. A woman that's sometimes now.
Reasonably, no casu se Kusiano. Reasonably, no woman retail Kusiano to Susan Kabak, Omofanya saying.
I motor be a hand mark and 200 mark 3 cities, 25, 2 cities, 2 cities, 50%. That means my photo to say you 1 month was 5 cities because me
okay. Be a proposal Kusia 5 cities. I could be proposal back 5 cities, not just one talk.
Okay, no.
Good afternoon. Hello. 0303 97 5487 and that's 0302 24 3540. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, ADAKABRI.
And you patch your frosting. You mean to way.
Really, me fancy I'm not John Alan for this month. Nina, income for one say, near my wiring. System wiring. Ghana for Munyabo, then Alan, Baba, Jim office, how Kakraka, you will Munina to see if you could see about you got to watch it. Our Bokobi. Watch a serving city. On my name, fish, I was fish, you know, currency. You know, I'm telling my Mikusia, you say, fish, no amount on the 10 and the boy for so, because you are not back for money. Now, where I started, I feel that the money boy you. Ghana for me, say, Ghana for me, I am 2 about my land for Joshua, Navano. I have a shotgun and Mamma be there for 4. Say, Kusia, will say, by you, will say, the Ghana about the head.
Okay. 0302 24 3540. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What's your first saying?
FM landlord.
Landlord, me into your way.
I be card, yeah. Yamadum. Is it all called Chiku? So I could say 35. Yaman just 35. Hey.
But the Yadwan, the Yachi, said, the Yadwan, the Wadija Pepe, no, the Anuana, the Yachi, sir. A generation was on the Anwa Akahon, was on the Chinakahon. If you go the Jane Kakakahon, the now as I had the Yadwan, the Yachi, the same pricing.
Offer. That's an offer. Wait. Mina, offer. What's the last no, my friend? And I'm going to say, Magderi. What's Magderi in women? Well, women. And I can say, or Bapano, a gym number of a family. Also, or gym number 1 family that offered with the here a Kata number. And which one I mean to number me, I remember on your office.
Mate. Is there quite a just a yak or not to be beautiful line? 0302 243540. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Adakabre.
At your frost, eh?
Yes, I'm lucky with the surface.
Me and way.
Mr. Adakabre, you are Ghana. And since you are Ghana, I say a good. Consumer Protection Agent and a peace council. Mr. Adakabre, who got to go? Where are there 2 cities? I will be a 2 cities. Since you are Ghana, what do you have to Yama? Not the price of an oil. Consumer Protection Agent, almost for there. And Mr. Adakabre. One kasa na ya ma o mana ye den no ya kasa ada every Ghana yetum ada every amanoni yetum anetu na nsusu we nyina mo disika kwa o mo nyeshi e say what price control system price no e say upa say ya say sa ye predo mo ga me ye bre papa
You Oti Consumer Protection Agency yengu no. But directors of the Consumer Protection Agency, Kofi Ohini Usu, Kofi Capito, and ADAKABRI Mamudu Usuma, and Honorable Bio Fellow. It you was here, may I'm committee as in you Guno. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ADAKABRI.
And you batch your frosting.
From Isabel.
That I mean, way.
Gasafi Mamfodi.
You could suit you.
Me di wachi ache nti enra me si me di wachi ana me call anti beki o bamboy ogbo akoso ani bo si e forced na me ka so di agro
aches anti beki dey just why you like class what the ajo 4 cities
ayo but say e to 3 city then enra na me call si forced me ka so di agro say na ni abre
ai
it me free na ma to koso ani 4 city so pa koso ani 4 cities si the annual na the achi o
the annual 4 cities
the annual na say 4 city.
Just a Jana, what didn't know I know who I'm working. Then you are paying for the risk, say, why I'm a torso necessary. So risking ya, what quantify no the ashim.
I want to put on one.
What extra? Oh, no, what the what extra? Oh, La Paz. And anti-America, Tadia, so, also one 0302 243540. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mamudu.
Nam.
Bajo, why would they share or one question about the Cantamanto? And able to eat you.
Adaroma, Canta for you, I'm what to say.
You want to go pound them. You team 24-hour economy. You team papa.
Oh, where the Maya.
Mamudu Bajo, Adaroma, Metia Fatima Abubakar, Information Minister, and a Zoom Lion Panipa, and Japan, Omojuma, Pojuma, Minjram. Mamudu Bajo, near Tennessee. Said in Margeria Cano, Tapa Peo Bronupiana, said your tone, and Yama. Oh, but the second Mandua. Also, who transport to be now so Aloma, Bajo Yasmin Numbu, Mitchum. Aloma, I just when young Fatu Humbia Salomo. Mamudu, now, Mamun come on, Mamudu.
Yes, you.
1 city 50 pesos, and so I am our castle. I had 3 city 50 pesos, and the dependent Bruno be the same alumno, and so there be a Bruno, and no more chance of the tongue.
Let us go grocery circle the alumno.
For I acquire the 2 city, and so got the tech house one of the idea 3 city 50 pesos. You
I come in Chilemu. Hey, Nantipaki watching and Wahine.
Minimum.
Na ana tumika se hodo kwado de amana
da bi say o ye ka anti beki wa che din ni keke no brand name no me ko me o ti na ba so mo nka se me kodi anti beki wa o so chale me kodi anti beki na je say
good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Where you baje bro saying
From
Isaac me enti on so you
ADAKABRI ya na ye na nyama bokoso nkosia ya de oda wodo batina radio so obi na oka tamaha mu demi uko baby a o chumpo da ye ya 2 cedi 50% no ma 3 cedi ade na wo nkosia nyende na wokan yo samande no study de be agenda na wo set no de bia mo ye ama nyama koso mu bia mo abata radio so mo se aban na waye dem na why adan eba agenda na wo set no nkosua no we are here sister opede wo target nkosua no mo bia ton forcefully ana onya nkosua no bi what is this my dear me awo na nye we are journalists. There are some things don't disclose. Man, you work with so don't bring it to the public. What kind of life is this? Mama, money is in the madden. Madden. When I'm way about 42 on your menu. Sister, okay. Of your tornado, 250%, not 3. Honestly, or 2 arm radio water. And away at me. Mama Yanjin. Na mama nyada with some radio shop. Muya a champion. Move go man any man say. What do you do?
Yeah, that was it. What do I say? Hey, as I'm ready, you. Hey, as I'm ready.
Nani o muncho se voice win to. Muncho to.
Yes, as I'm ready. Papa.
Nani o muncho.
Enough from us wrong. We should have a person who ADAKABRI set agenda near the Gosia 4 cities.
Oh,
no, near Casa government. Because we missing me to the same.
I saw 55.
55.
I see a crown.
55 cities. Like I say, under 2 cities.
Yeah.
And maybe because you ever say under 2 cities.
Because you not and a casse or 70 cities. And I will cry will prove naturally say there be no boy a day. Na metimi anya 55 cities abro. Sesi amene ka say metimi anya 45 cities.
You know, be afraid.
No be afraid 45 so no na me so over me mra na me cry.
One shop
ni say ya. How would you know?
Because you are there no 70 cities no and in fact 75 no. Me ni na call awura.
Baby cro am pass na
75. And then no cry na make eh kosuan kitinkiti bi. And na me catch the run say yeah the brand of 55 for no me the kosuani be brand of 55 cities.
That's all.
What's so obeje? Oh yeah, I feel you huna mani. What's your person set agenda? Yeah, the kosuani ji. Bullshit. Damn.
Anyway,
but radio ya on say for a pent up angle. This can radio na one tolerate no on somewhere e di actually.
Yeah.
It will be so baby 45 cities. But say yeah, papa.
45 cities, yeah. 45 cities. Na kasi yete say the idea be yeah. 45.
You on family?
No, say Ketuano no. 35 cities.
Sir.
And Ketuano 35 cities. It be kwa me so on family. Me so on the omre be too create. 45 there say. Oh, is 45 be tomato 10 this year. Go down be tomato 10 crisis here. And my channel is on the 5 grand family.
What is the purpose of exposure sad disparities here, woman? The identity and you didn't know Edgemontino. Nipa na o Casanation when Tiasma Yeka and now on Timmy and anti the import of a dear person.
Because what the say, Obi and you bimpo a panel member on the show.
And no Casco
and no Kusia 75 cities. And I will prove not said there be all proven around that there be and 75. It is what be 275 there no boy thing. And I'm penny and power say your best no beko baby nipa no eton kosuano. And now dinner you and pass who go do high 75 cities. Now catch nipa say who benya kosua be 55 cities. Ediamano. And penny and pound akwa to 55 here by basic hey. So we are telling the general public say eto there be a normal exorbitant prices in that's no. And you're correct. So we are proving certain things right.
Say young can could be be 45.
And I make and I can't say will be afraid. So will be 45 cities. Yeah, ready or the be but I'm some famra. 45 cities. It's young can is young busy then. Yeah, waiting. I know many go ha. Well, you understand then no. But Anna too
okay, Muhammad Jamil or say Kusuyan said anyhow, the egg is not available to sell. That has made the prices go up.
Okay.
It nature sells a demand and supply.
Supply and so
it is it is supply no a form.
Yeah.
And into the rising cost no. So at the end be no more.
Yes. No one cost. Yeah, no one cost. So you toast ni ade no boy din ni nyina na. E ye bi ani ho. So into na ma no one cost. a jane and economy are then
and they Kia bosses here and I'm one ya and the Kia bosses no and the parts ni be ma it is a neocas koto Kia coachy the engine of 425 now you are looking at 80,000 cities
engine back up
80,000 cities
talk Saka
so woka se wo pe Mercedes Benz Sprinter ya engine only nam 20,000 cities so ahuno woka se wo pe Ford no engine in nam 120 120,000 12,000
yeah 12,000
and a Sprinter near 20,000 and a Kia near 80,000 head keke kwa wo pe head de buaso keke kwa na Kia nam 35,000 so enti also demand is more than supply. Enti ya de nyina yentu ebuase na yenti asem nase. Na emum soso wo hwe mu soso a enkrofo soso aye bottled up. No ma bi wi.
No ma bi wi enkrofo. Ana bibi sa no.
Ana party sem no soso wo omumu.
Too much.
Na adwene ye ne say ebia eneve wi say a whole senior officer director of communication to the level of vice president and what they call to a social media Facebook so we share the level of excitement kwabna mafo ewa etimi ma ehunu sa asem no etia MPP and answer a favor MPP now she journalist o ne nyame ayi wadom hwe ba bia waduro it will feature or expose new journalist no and a host na be can say sa asem no etia MPP a utimi hwe kwabna na ho keka na de hunu se efeba MPP so a wo hwe kwabra ho keka na de hunu entu bu sa di Frank wo yes ade na wo gaini so se si anene no wo ni vice president na namto kwabna Frank wo de ko to social media akotwero kwabna din akasa asem no na wo Frank aje etwum de na wo Frank wo be gaini Frank don't do that okay ye nuanom ati ye nuanom you don't do that no be ka chen so enye obia na mo pese or join the MPP. Obuseni Pakro say, are you implying say Kwabna ye NDC niana? What do you gain? Papa Frank, what do you gain? You don't gain anything. Yeah, munya munya and then that kind of negative exposure. Why?
But what I was at the back home and say, partisan politics in the DSC, AD and Yapao. It is really killing us. Say, yeah, because baby, you dream. This is the time mama nanka me hunu say ente sanke koba ne sa because baby ayadu ni ya heavily exposed ente san kane no 1992 about 96 about and 2000 difference won bebre but yama partisan politics na polarize the system so they say ente say wo kan asem na wo kan no kura na instead say nipa baby sa say dia wo kan eye no kura na say enye no kura no obedi kan ba be hwe wo political callous. And no, the judge said, "Ya woka no. Are you making sense?" And I say, "Are you bringing out the facts?" And I said, "The piano." I'm a journalist trying to say, "You be streamlining." No, interview.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Hello. I'm Seni Pakrono Enyamido. William Sangmo and Orka Osewafa. In the egg market,
yes,
to appoint the supply reduces for a while, but doesn't give the right to increase prices anyhow. We are our own enemies. And I comments up to us ADAKABRI.
But William Sangon Efre, said Nicosia 45 cities. William Sangon.
Oh, that's great.
Also 45 cities.
Willie, me and Sanka.
And I'm honestly over here yesterday.
And 45 cities.
45 cities. And no, I said you can say with you, Pepe.
ADAKABRI, let's vote for Dr. Baumia. Everything will be okay. Women's appeal to in Canada. Cabinet freedom, no man was say. I say, well, for good afternoon. The man is annoying for what? Is he a stranger in this country? All because of politics? And or no, so no. What they buy, yeah. Abbas Uru Abubakar, widely known as Mr. Abbas, inside Awushi, says, Mr. ADAKABRI, keep up the good work. Ghanaians has lost confidence in this nepotic, arrogant government. Vice President Baumia should stop misleading Ghanaians. My regards to her Excellency Ekwefri, incoming member of Parliament for Ablikum North, and Odibai. Kweku Ansom, to vote Alan Ublik Abu Sakara and vote Afrafranto. Daniel Edu, Also, for whether 45, 55, or 75, the economy is very hard. Mohammed Jamil no kasi demand is more than the supply. And Musa Abatro. So while we remain hopeful for Ghana's future, it is important to acknowledge that our economy has significant mismanagement under the president leadership of President Akufo-Addo and Vice President Bawumia. And also Soso Mensah, ADAKABRI. These politicians, they want everyone to think like them, forgetting that Ghana first. Abu Abbas, Abu Abbas, who sorry, I wouldn't hear Netia, maybe I should have church. So, also be a 419, who demand I feel Sabbath church and Namasakin candy amount. Sorry, I didn't see them. I said the fact that Ghanaians don't understand business. Kevin in Japan, I said Ghanaians, please, no way to the NDC. And Wafaya, also Wafa. Please, when are you going to talk about the multi-million Achimota bus terminal? As a country, how can we let this bus terminal destroy? And over here, what would the papa? At the Drew baby so noa, what try say, oh yeah, dear so yeah. Na I feel na calculation kakrabasa, terminal yes, you on me. A bus say, oh, what dear, yen shall see na yama bus, Kuran Konko Jinaho. And I agree terms to say, Bosumi me and Sambia say na yebetua. Marjorie, you could now Bosumi and say immediately a coba say, it didn't come Bosumi and San not yet they share. Nankan Crawford Cray who say, VIP Ecojinaho. Or Mukojina 19 Crawford. I feel better me a satellite station cry. Marjorie, and Rube Bia Utia Bosumi and San Tuaso say, and Prince Pet. I feel no decision about I'm sorry. Bosumi and Sano, Mutriano in that quantum, Yampe. Every day be a bass be a beginner. I imagine 20 cities. Every day bass be a beginner. It bass in now, you treat 20 cities per bus. 20 cities per bus. Fine. That's what a new station.
New station.
You 20 cities per bus, 20 days. Then eventually, no. Now alternative places. No alternative places. And they bass in Kujina said the car. It eventually, no, then you can even propose the management of VIP for no, and make Triasica and Timinia Diabe and leave. Why no almost open assembly, Nana? Busami. Assembly is almost out to me, almost at Chiami. Into Ukojana near you. Because at the motor old station, may I am a bed and pass. One station, I said, yes, function, and to me, function ye. So what I say, it's like a VIP bewono. Usual amount for the one no we obey coho, aqua faka naki, you cry young high home massacre. So now ha crowd you because how crowd pressure. It's like a can is now. Immediately I could go on pet now. It's a Obenya Sikafri. So I feel that terms now every quarter. Bass to do say you betray say, I will not at the end of society because I'm sorry. I'm not trying to Ubejina, I bet you 20 cities. Ubejina, I bet you 20 cities. Said you go 20 cities. Adabrakaheya, Adabrakaheya, Obiasa say, no chromo no. I say, Brabejina, I bet you 10 cities. Obiasa in a walk chromo, Adabrakaheya no. I say, Bejina, I bet you 10 cities. So, it do be on my. Your mindset said you see yet because like an old station honokrano assembly no moment they san ka wo mo twira de bramo no they were supposed to come to you no make catch some VIP buses mo fa bi ma megina ho na enche traffic ni bi nye de embra ho wo mo kwa de san ka ba mo makọ no mo na ave ojina kakra na na just afi odini wiase nyina free say I was so timi gifri wo honom odini wiase nyina gifri wo honom a oji na na nim say na nipa so hwehwe alternative place obetimi asanko and adabraka ya aye 32nd Boga Street wa woji 10 cities and a driver for the park wana omo want to park wana anante no dey aba station honom why Muka like Joan, I'll say I just need one thing from the NDC to do for me, and that's Dr. Kwabena Dufour's interview is circulating that projects like UGMC, Otokraba Market, Commander Sugar Factory, which were dreamt, initiated, and implemented by the late Professor Mills. They should come and explain why they keep crediting the above projects to Dr. John Mahama and or they buy. afei yɛnkɔ interview baako so na yɛnhwɛ sɛdeɛ nipa so magya yɛ so ɔsɛ yɛhwɛ ho yie o ɛdeɛ
obi asɛnde message
wobɛsere ɛde
radio but radio adwuma yi deɛ asɛm o dabi a bɛkɔ pension wɔ radio mpaa mebɛbɔ nyame pa ɛsɛ ɔma yɛ nkwatenten na yɛntena akyiri na yɛntie sɛdeɛ radio bɛkɔ afa
improvement bɛba because radio can reduce tension
yɛaboa
nipa no bebree no yɛ na nɔɔma bi awie wɔ mo ɛti nyɛ radio no a yɛ na ɔno kɔ ɔnya chance ɛtumi keka no asɛm no a atoɔ no mokraa na kadako nka wobɛhu dwuma a wɔde bɛba aba abɛdi mu ɛyɛ Kevin in Japan wɔ se good afternoon wafa I'm watching from Sabin Oaks ɛwɔ UK Sabin Oaks ɛwɔ Oxford UK ɛna ɔde ɛbaeɛ yɛgu so a kyerɛ sɛ yɛadwendwene yɛn ho a newspapers nso so Dr. Hakim aba abɛduru na ne yɛse National Investigation Bureau wɔn akɔyɛ survey na survey no ɔmo kɔkɔyɛɛ no nipa dodoɔ no a ɛse ɛyɛ Dr. Matthew Kofi Poku Prempeh ɛyɛ wɔhene nana ɔno na nka ɔmo prefer no sɛ ɔmra mɛyɛ running mate the fine pair to Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia na nipa 88% so ɛsɛ sɛ yɛamfa ma Dr. Bawumia yɛamfa ma Dr. Matthew Poku Prempeh na yɛde ma obi foforɔ so na ɛnhyɛ da so ɛnha wɔn mo ɛsaa na ubusa ho sɛ running mate yie so dynamics no ɛdeɛ na aba because was it June 2008 ɛna yɛyi Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia ɛna say early part of June was it August momo August ni yi no and it is still within the period na Dr. Bawumia yɛde yi no nti ɛnɛ no sɛ running mate Dr. Bawumia enyi ya what exactly could be the issue a yɛkasa ho yɛne Dr. Abdul Hakim Ahmed is a political scientist and a lecturer at the University of Education Winneba and Chuchunkomo ni twi no enye saa yɛbɛma the opportunity na street language what me I can say obetimi communicate effectively and comfortably. Dr. Hakim, Dr. Ahmed, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ADAKABRI.
And how are you today?
I'm good. And greetings to your audience and then your panel members.
In the selection of a running mate, as opposed to an election of a flag bearer, why should we have challenges that has culminated in lobbying from all angles to the extent that state agency like the National Investigation Bureau is alleged to be conducting surveys for a private political party?
ADAKABRI, can you come again with a question? There was a little bit of a breakup with the communication.
In the selection of a running mate,
yeah,
as opposed to an election of a flag bearer,
yeah,
why should we be lobbying so much so that a state agency like the National Investigation Bureau would conduct a survey for a private political party?
Well, ADAKABRI, lobbying can be motivated by what the definition, if I can define, allow me to define politics. I mean, politics in simple terms means who gets what, when, and how. And as a result of, if you consider this definition, there is some inherent issue of allocation of value, if you like, in the process of politics. And so inherently, where you have allocation issues, among the larger population or within a certain segment of population, you are likely to have conflict. And it is this conflict that if you want to interpret it, you can interpret it in the kind of lobbying that it is. Conflict doesn't necessarily mean exchanging blows. It could be disagreement and tension around. So it is because of this definition, who gets what, when, and how, and the control of power and value or wealth that comes with it, and the privileges. That is why you are seeing this kind of tension and conflict within the party.
In the party structure, they elect a flag bearer and would select a running mate. Yes. So when we have challenges associated with election of a flag bearer, should we have challenges associated with selection of a running mate?
Of course, in as much as the vice president has virtually no role in the presence of the president. The vice president's position is a heartbeat from that of the president. And it's a gateway, an easy way towards also becoming a president, the ultimate position that any running mate will be looking at. So let's not look at it from the angle of just the position of running mate. Running mate comes with a package. And in as much as you don't have any power at the moment, once you are under the shadows of the president, you are a heartbeat from the presidency or the president's office, and potentially also a springboard to becoming a president yourself. So let us not, probably those who are vying and lobbying, as if I can use your word, for that position, may be looking at something higher than what we are all seeing.
And then also, the survey by the National Investigation Bureau mentions Dr. Opoku Prempeh, Dr. Osei Yawaduchum, former, or I would rather put the name Apostle Opoku Nyina, and then Brian Champong. And that's it. No woman is mentioned. The fact that over 5,000 delegates, including national, regional, constituency executives, are also polled, and no woman emerges amongst the top 4. What do you make of that?
ADAKABRI, of course, for people who believe in inclusion and discourage exclusion, especially on the basis of gender and all those things, this would not be a good news. But to be frank with you and the listeners, the politics that we have, whether here or anywhere, is purely patriarchal. It is the male that dominates. So when they are doing calculations, they are calculating towards the male gender. I'm very blunt with you. In the U.S., where you have, it's been credited as the most liberal society, where gender issues are at the front burner. Up to today, we don't even have a female president. So it's purely patriarchal. There are purely patriarchal considerations, and the politics is just dominated by the male gender. It's basically that's the answer. So is the lip service is natural to come from that, although it's not something that is acceptable, especially by feminists and people who vie for the female inclusion of the female gender. But it's purely that, in practice, that's what it is.
Yane Dr. Abdul Hakim Ahmed, political scientist at the University of Education, Winneba, and a Ethiopia Komokakra, say a National Investigations Bureau, one a kototo nipa bears empem a enum achi. omoye MPP delegates, be a national executive, be a regional executive, be a constituency executive, be a police station executive. So when and come susu say ka yen sanye de bene yemfa no emra meye running me to Dr. Mama de Baumia and I just said dodo no a kire say omo pe Dr. Matthew Pugu Prempe ohene ba ohene nana na ebi susu so omo pe Dr. Osei Oduchum and ebi susu so omo pe Apostle Pugu nyina and ebi so omo susu pe Brian Champon na eno ho komo ana yene Dr. Hakim Ahmed ADD ehon enkomo. Now, Doc, if we are to look at 4 dominant constituencies in the country towards the general election, the youth numbering over 50%, women numbering over 50%, Akans just under 50%, Christians overwhelmingly beyond 50%, yet you poll over 5,000 delegates and a woman does not emerge amongst the top 4, though we have over 50% women who are eligible voters. Tell us more about that.
Yes, as I said, and I'm repeating again, the politics, you have to go to the grassroots and see a lot of this sort of stuff. Of course, I have not read the report fully. I've just read through the media reports of it. I will be challenged in making a very comprehensive analysis of the nuances or the composition of whatever there is in the report. But I will not be surprised, given the fact that the politically or the politics we are practicing is basically a patriarchal politics. And also, I would really myself have wished that you have someone, especially in the case that you have the other party selecting, the opposition party selecting a female, you may have somebody within the same or from the same gender to rival that selection. But unfortunately, that's not the case. So on the basis of the report that I have read, I am not surprised, given the fact that if you go on the ground, even the female themselves, in many cases, support the male. And they think that politics is the domain of the man. So whether that one is good or bad.
So if we are to rely on the National Investigative Bureau report, then they tell us that majority of the respondents, approximately 84%, out of the 5,116 MPP delegates that they polled, 84% believe Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe is the preferred candidate to partner Dr. Baumia, all because of his charisma, his popularity amongst them. And I would also add that Matthew Opoku Prempe is widely supported by the constituency executives of the Asante region, and then he is also supported by the youth wing of the Asante region. The youth wing would tell people that all their programs that they embark on, 80% is being supported financially by Dr. Opoku Prempe. And Dr. Opoku Prempe has a clear link to the Manshia Palace, with his father being a son to an Asantehene. So his name, even Matthew Opoku Prempe, it is the Asantehene Opokuwari. And the father is the son, of Prempe II Santehene. So, if indeed the MPP were to accept that Asante region gives them, cancels out 9 regions for the MPP in the Eswa gone elections, why would they still haggle over the selection of Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe?
Well, ADAKABRI, politics is about competition. Multi-party democracy is about competition. So that's part of what you have said, which myself I'm not surprised. Because if you look at even the percentage of victory Matthew Poku Prempeh had garnered in the 2 elections that he had contested, if you look at the percentage, over 40%, about close to 90%. In a region which the party needs about 70, a little bit over 70 or 70% to win a general election. And this is somebody who has exceeded the average number. So that puts him in an exclusive zone, even within the party and within the region, as somebody who can be trusted with a position of a running mate, like the one that is in there. And given the fact that our politics, yet again, is also, and we are also practicing an ethnicized politics. No matter what people will say, political processes that we have from the democratic system that is being practiced in this part of the world is based on ethnicity. No matter what, anything that anyone will say, we cannot run away unless we would be ostracists and continue to be hypocritical. But it is ethnicized process. So if you have an Ashanti region which gives this kind of vote to the MPP, and you have a utility like an Asian kind of player within, and you overlook him, you do it at your own detriment. And I'm sure that is what the report is saying. You know, given all the calculations that you have, not only is he a dominant figure within the party, he's also a prominent face in the Mansha Palace. And you know how instrumental Mansha Palace is in the politics of MPP. It's not about today, since Nkrumah's time. So there is no doubt about it. And then also, Matthew Poku Prempeh has also been able to bridge a certain level of ethnic division, if you like, within the Mansha side. As an Ashtown boy, you know the proximity between, I'm going back to my Kumasi route, as you alluded in your earlier report. As an Ashtown boy, you see that, you know the demarcation between Ashtown and the Zongo community. You know the demarcation. Yes. And you see how close that is. Per my information, Matthew Poku Prempeh has been able to bridge that. And that is what you see in the kind of results that he has. So it's not necessarily an Ashanti vote alone. He has been able to bridge that kind of divide. And if you look at the history of even Ashanti region itself, you know, the Zongo community used to be an integral part of the general UP support. You know, if you go back into history. And for some reasons now, for some years from the 1992 onwards, MPP had found it very difficult to be able to penetrate. And then now you have a certain utility player who accidentally, you know, or not accidentally, has been able to begin bridging that kind of division in an election which is highly crucial election, with a candidate who relatively from non-conventional part of MPP, now leading the MPP. It is suicidal not to look at somebody hardcore MPP Ashanti region as a running.
Okay, then I can follow your drift that the flag bearer may not be from the hardcore antecedent of the MPP. So yes, it is better to complement him with somebody like Matthew Poku Prempeh, exactly, who has the antecedent. Given that the Zongo part of the hitherto Manshia constituency has been taken out to be the main Manshia North constituency, with the Manshia South maintaining just about the eastern side of Manshia, beyond the Manshia Palace to Aswansi, and towards Aswansi and towards Manshia North. Notwithstanding Matthew Poku Prempeh appears to hold the numbers intact from the days of Chairman Osei Mensah, where his uncle Kwame Adukofuo was the MP, and then he's come to this side. But then, more intriguing, let me find out from you. If you are to put your noses to the ground, your ears to the ground, you know that there are three notable people who are holding the party against the eventual selection of Matthew Poku Prempeh. Regional chairman, Nanankansa Buadu, who is a stalwart of the party in Asante, and then Pastor Kusi Mensah Victor. So Kusi Mensah, Kusi Boateng, Nanankansa, Wuntumi. How would a democratic party like MPP allows those three persons to hold on to somebody you describe as coming from the hardcore antecedents of the MPP?
Well, I don't have answer for MPP, but what I can say is that, politics is also a process of reconciling conflict. So whatever that is between them, politics is both conflictual, both conflict and reconciliation of conflict. So when the conflict happens, it's part of politics. And when you are able to reconcile the conflict, you are also in politics. So it behoves on whoever matters, or whoever has a voice within the NPP to sit down and find out whatever differences there are and resolve them. Because from the look of things, there may not be any alternative to Matthew Poku Prempeh. Honestly speaking, I don't.
In terms of performance, Dr. Osei Aduchum could be brought in. He's a workaholic, and you could let Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia do the politics, and Osei Aduchum could do the administrative and operational work.
That is if we vote on the basis of only competence. we are supposed to do that, but that is if we do that. Mm-hmm. That's not the only issue we look at all. As I told you, we are socialized. We have over the years from 1992, even going back to the 1950s and 60s, we have socialized the society to see multi-party politics as an.
Okay, we will end it here. We will end it here. Quite an interesting perspective you have brought to the fore, Dr. Abdul Hakim Ahmed of the University of Education, Winnipeg. Doc, thank
you very much.
All right. Was it just a year? No. Bawumia won't tintim MPP num. It didn't better say Kofa Matthew Poku Prempeh or no tintim. So no, because I share Matthew Poku Prempeh Napo the relationship with former president of the Republic, J. Kufuor, the Wafas, no, and then former member of parliament for Menshia, Dr. Kwame Free Adukofuor, the Wafas, no, na fe so no, Osha so say, ne papa, or Hineba, Prempeh the second, and Nanakwam tree, and a ba, any or Hineba Kwam tree, or Hineba Kwam tree, so ba. And Matthew Poku Prempeh, na just abo asiani. My young University of Ghana.
Yeah.
Now another high-profile professor, attaining professorship at age 27. I to say open life so. Now what kind of so one for honcho. Professor Jampo, yeah, me ha.
Yeah.
Facha be nanu me disappointed o the afena me newu.
Anyashi, family happening you tiende.
It does. Now, Yapolu a year over 5,000 delegates of the MPP, including national executives, regional executives, constituency executives, polling station executives. Yet, top 4 persons now, Omu Edinba, Matthew Poku Prempeh, Osei Aduchum, Poku Nyina, and Brian Champon. Obebia Amem. Professor Jampo, what do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, maybe I would have question for a crowd. Maybe I'm not interested in that area. Number one,
why the kupulu why National Investigation Bureau. Omojuma is saying, or my student is saying, why the small National Investigation Bureau, a the parties investigation bureau na. Political party for ADF running mate and I said flag bearer be emerald so being a running maker. For National Investigations Bureau was saying bang. Yet we always want to politicize state institutions, and instead of them allowing them to focus on national issues, na omo atoto omo wanse asoroboa wano eye ofom a form fidie na you. National Investigations Bureau should concentrate on national investigations, intelligence gathering na sefo. Na omo nya ese omo de omo be for a party and some no nya enye omo dwuma. That is number 1. Number 2, MPP for party no omunya kwenya se won yi omo flag bearer oye yiwa Dr. Mahmoud Baumia na said party no require so obeye ne se ansana obekọ akogina se ntu abaman no ese se onya running mate pepa choti o
Yetie pa.
party ne emra no emma party no kwan se party no and select running mates. Baumia and Amrano and former party and a man of fine unselected the running mates. And your party no. And it is completely misplaced for National Investigations Bureau. I am small. So mobile period now on the Quacoye Sevi Apollo over 5,000 party people. Say or more adrenaline or more family. And your party not in here. Baumia adrenaline and here. And you cannot go. It is an unnecessary pressure mountain on Dr. Mahmoud Baumia say. Oberquaco Polu party for Becca say candidate A and your panel. Na be a candidate B and panel. Na say who be sound say candidate A and your panel. Na say Dr. Mahmoud Baumia on also of who say candidate A on to me Juma. And or how na okofa abato Dr. Mahmoud Baumia so. You want somebody that the vice president, the flag bearer himself, he said, "Wait, the met to me na yejuma." Any here, and no biana, you bet to me na yejuma. No biana, you bet to me na yejuma. You won't conform beer party no ebepe. Now so bia na your friend is saying, flag bearer no to me na yejuma. Obekaya. Mete say, bra akufuado. Oko pen the flag running with abano. Okofa, your friend is saying, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia Ebayan. Which ye na no in two now or sister atom no general secretary. As some more can say, party for in Naka said, Debbie, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, ye nimono on capacity no. Nasi for cry and this for until the end to minute yejuma. They objected to it. But Esan said na flag bearer and not Wadu. Na or no why an assessment. Na of course Mahmoud Baumia no between na yejuma. Or no or stand his grounds and to make sure that near party no objects don't find yejuma. Nemom dear or no person between na yejuma no. Of course we na obey to me abwami we na me more comfortable between na yejuma no. And na odina ya and yekonya dano yekonya about Mahmoud Baumia as running mates to Akufuado, and now MP24 Atuaba Amano say onone your friend is saying omo flag bearer. And it is not what some party people are saying that matters. It is what the flag bearer himself is saying, that is what matters. Now I say here, now I say a binomo akoshisha she and a more engineer a certain pole so that you put a certain pressure on the flag bearer. Before say, and yet at the papa, it is unfair to Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Omunyai, no one can find in Prince and Pensamun not drain and then she said, and find Juma in determining who must be selected to partner him. That is number 1. Number 2, what you share at the your friend is saying, running mate. As I say, what she has said, MPP for support base. That's sometimes MPP for support base, and it's always there. Even though your friend is saying Yura Alan Semanting has succeeded in scattering some of their support base, particularly in their stronghold of Asante region. The remaining support base, they are there. And that support base, Obiara, Yebepa, no say, or you're running me to Mahmoud Baomiano, the support base would vote for the person anyway. Because Obiara, Yebepa, no Mahumia, Baomiano, say, or your friends are running me, the support base would not say, Okofa X, Okofa Y, they will vote for that person anyway. And the support base and their preference, for me, is inconsequential to the quest for the party to break any eight, if there exists any eight. And near SSA 1 year, they say, what best you say, Obia, Sebi, obey to me a move beyond what secure the support base, obey to me a move in attracting floaters. You were Obi or what in a partner war. Floating voters and never catch say, only pay our partner with here. Therefore, say, obey to me a bois. Into the person will be able to attract the floaters and to take note, the MPP support base that has even some of which has even been scattered by Alan Mantino. They are not enough. The person said, Brana Alan Mantin and Shetty or support base in the Mumpono. Not enough to determine who must win an election. And as they say, Alan Mantin has taken some of their support base away. There will not be enough to determine whether Baumia will be able to break the eight or not. And you need somebody who will be able to bring on board, number one, floating voters. Number two, somebody who will be appealing to other people across the political divide. Oh, and then your party for pay. And near obetumi near one, but near comfortable working with. Number two, near obetumi I reach out into the to floating voters. Number three, near obetumi I reach out to others in across the party's divide. And now, number five, the Opia Sabi, the vice president is a heartbeat away from the president. Okay, and Unya Opia, the China president in Niwa, Ghana will become comfortable and say, this is our acting president. Okay, so that person, you need somebody who is sober, somebody who is a father, somebody who is statesmanly enough, somebody who has the requisite temperament to be able to act as president if the president is not there. That's one point. And one other point you have to consider. Maybe the last but not the least point is that whether we like it or not, Ghana in Krebu for a Christian for and traditional religion for a Christian for over 70% of the population. And for the first time, MP4 Atuaba Ama Kremoni Okemoni say Ombedi Omenim say Oye flag bearer, which in my view, given that we are religiously tolerant of ourselves, at the papa. But I'll tell you, sir, for the first time, if MP4 ISR, a Christo force too will be looking for Obia or yet Christo Nimapa or more Christo for or more Shana or more Akumaye than Eto Minim say way there and also be protect the Christian values and belief system. So they need a Christian who would be able to properly balance. Your friend is saying, Dr. Baumia ticket, and amongst the rest, they are all Christians. But among Christians, they are Christians. And to me, I draw more Christian fold. All of them are Christians, all right. But I believe that maybe one or two of them, will be able to draw more of the Christian fold to be able to balance the Baumia Muslim ticket. These are the kinds of things that we are looking for. And I'm sure that Baumia will be analyzing his choice to make, along these lines. Into what he is thinking along these lines. You don't expect, say, and a party forces say, the names will be crowned the question National Investigations Bureau for HC on but you put unnecessary pressure on the National Investigations Bureau. Ejumano is not parties investigation matter.
Right. Prof, you share say lessons be why you bit me a in 2008. Ekwane a Nana Ado Danko Akufo-Addo of far swa unyan running mate. Obviously, say Jawula Munyina Bemu, Bagabaga Training College, Papa Zagaria, Umunyina Din Bemu, Haji Alima, Bemu. In fact, Haji Alima, never say, Kwasan coordinator, except to say, yes, Koto, no, say Muslim male persons, no, and a female. Ninyina, as a matter of fact, na the decision of the flag bearer in consultation with the National Council and the National Council and another bias there be. So in this instance, not only Dr. Muhammad Bawumia be selected, but Obetrasiama National Council also so Ajim Ede Atum. Nadia Wuken. Ufri say
my chiano Akufo-Addo no kofa ne running meet by and presenting to National Council of 14 mu. And then National Council for no more prefer we and no more Akufo-Addo as Akufo-Addo presenting. Let's get the sequencing order properly. A flag bearer no and no kofa nipa and na order the party no the party imagine. Okay, and your party no and a case you we no more than flag bearer. Na flag bearer and pena. Urepi ADAKABRI, whether you've been around for long. Once you are down in Niana Rollins, the vice president. You don't want a situation where the relationship, enter down fit, If your president because well, we mean trust to me, my own yashi, and I say, Abia or more intermum let's get the sequencing well. It is always starting with the flag bearer. That was the reason why, and when Akufo-Addo kofa Bawumia Bayano, he had issues initially. They objected, and then he stood his ground. And, let's get the sequencing right. Otherwise, like I said, it is an unnecessary pressure on Bawumia Bra Akufo-Addo. Oko power, your friend is saying the vice president Abano, the running mate Abano, Yankonya National Investigation Bureau, BR, and as a BNI for Ankoye, your friend is saying investigations, BR, and for pressure, and to President Akufo-Addo, so Ankase, party for no pay, and I see a pay. The BNC, and when you are unnecessary pressure now, Omudigu, Bawumia, so no one on panaging and determine who he thinks can partner him. Oba present, and I'm sure you would have enough justification as to who he wants to work with.
But what was on Eto Formua in September 2007, the then Bureau of National Investigations and the National Security for a report, Emma, the then President of the Republic, John Kufuor, say, or no John Kufuor, as a good MPP party, Sir and flag bearer for Neka for the perceived support for Alan Chematin, of which John Kufuor convened a meeting at the Usu Castle. Emma Oma, the National Security Minister Francis Poku, presided over that meeting. In so days of security agencies asking questions at the grassroots level and bringing it to fore, it be more profound.
Well, it may be there, but there are national bodies that should focus on national interest matters. So, I feel purely partisan, because there are other credible investigative. The parties themselves, they have credible investigative mechanisms that can investigate to unearth some of these purely partisan matters for redress, by partisan people. But National Investigations Bureau now, as a money you may be now, flag bearer vice running mate and nipa baako and so now Fimoko polling convoy now. Why is he can of the coye? Your mind is can of the coye. Are we using Omanisika early a partisan in Yamana? When the money nana in Kay, yes, the Kadia never be.
Answer na abeko no. Prof, what can be? Now you may have to tell us more about that. Say support base are MPP ewono. Say Oman chusu aye running mate Dr. Baumian chusu running mate free support base now. It will not say give out the support base saying say Omo and support to whoever will choose outside of the support base. Tell us more about that analogy now.
I mean, Akufo-Addo clearly choose Bawumia. The support base of the party was not with Bawumia. He was unknown. Well, anything or presented or rejected, then he stood his ground. Partisan de-alignment is difficult in developing democracy. As in the OP MPP near and I say NDC near. Jane say or best Jane say all of a sudden the MPP but mean him vote to my MPP. They don't do that. To that extent, you see, I didn't be now say you bedroom, but Niakobane say who share the voting pattern of core support base of political parties is the greatest of respect. It is such that it is not even about the person. Adibia would see one better Obama no. Any NDC for any MPP for the political parties no who share the voting pattern of their core support base now. A lot of research work has been done. Come to political science department and they will vote for the party anyway on the main theoretical underpinning that pushes them to vote. It is not rational choice. It is called party identification model of voting. Party identification model of voting says that you call abattoir and call for about my party more than the individual. And if it is the party identification model that holds sway in determining the choice of voters, particularly among core support bases of political parties now, then why are you worrying yourself in projecting somebody over another person or downplaying another person over another person? Before I say, it is not about what the party wants that matters in determining who must be the flag, the running mate. It is what their flag bearer, who their flag bearer wants, who the flag bearer feels that we obey me a personally, and then they hear, and it's about who will be able to help to make inroads in gathering more votes beyond the votes that MPP support base would offer. That is what is important, and I want to believe that Dr. Bawumia has kept long because he's doing his analysis along these lines. And party for Fabia and for it. Mr. President and Akufo-Addo, but now all determine who must partner him. Young Saddam Koye, Sevilla, and Fam pressure, and so. Obia and Fam pressure, and to a do about Miasono. I said, yeah, and the pressure, and so. Obia and Fam pressure, and so Munyano, no one can find him there, and I indeterminate who he thinks can partner him. Now, or the Nipan Betu Jar, then we can come back to analyze whether we made the right choice or not.
And ma'am, some few words to describe what you think of Dr. Matthew Poku Prempeh and what you think of Dr. Osei Aduchum.
Oh, Miss, so where they wouldn't say me come as some pain, but whatever I'll see, one try, I say may favor one against the other. And they met me a coming so we now MPP for only now so many more. Only now ABD among managing educational sector me give you my one manage. I don't want to be seen to be saying certain things a bit me favor way and go against this. I don't want to do that. I've given a broader analysis, and I believe that Dr. Bawumia and Awanga one manner decision. They are listening. All I'm saying is that any party in the better and not the bay as well the Juma. Nemumnia or you're comfortable to work with them. Any here and to make us you can also do your own idea and come out with your own reasoning. But I don't want to be seen to be saying things that they put you will be at an advantageous position. Minimum and I don't want. I feel say omunina womi no awabo mudina. One no they are MPP4, they are senior members of the MPP, and even though I believe Bakubitmi is better than the other, I'm not in a position to put that information, out there because it will look like I've taken side. So then the analysis.
Why are there? It's a very national issue back on so. On Monday, June 24 at 2 p.m. at the Moving Peak Ambassador Hotel, the Movement for Change founder Alan Kujuchre Martin essay of official launch of the Great Transformational Program, a GTP, or the ba na waba bechre. Said the Ghana, ye would be say, ye man the opportunity, umidi o manuswa, 4-year mandate, a quani of a faso ubi boomer, in 6 thematic areas. I was officially, or they ever to Ghana for him. Now 32 years of MPP NDC. As yet, you could manifesto could omuntimin famai. But would you say, enka omumpe a plan of action? Na yentimi Ghana fo nyina ntimi hu se wo ba aban mu bie mu a this is my plan am de bebu man no wo ba aban mu bie mu a this is my plan am de bebu man no as afrafranto man Alan Chematin ya na
na kenkan great transformation plan ne bi na minya anka after the launch omun serialize the discussion of omun summarize it na yema Ghana fo nyina nkenkan afei minya anko bia mpe kwan na omolon ya na yenkenkan bi nsam a wo mu no de no kwasemu ni say you follow anka Ghana ebeye ka behwe nsam a ewo sa great transformation plan you follow anka Ghana beye ka behwe enti senior mekan I mean they say the be edu no omanfo ehu say omu yi die mu ehia omu esin bibia. We should be open to some of these ideas that are espoused in documents like the Great Transformation Plan. Then can na MYA na decide who we think can better help or lead our nation as we fight the quagmires of poverty and underdevelopment. So say I can tell you what need to me and make it this good choice in deciding whom as governors.
So at present, Dr. Muhammad Bawumia could not go beyond the vision statement and a vision paper or the cocoto UPSA. At present, Dr. John Dramani Mahama cannot go beyond the vision statement for 24-hour economy. Speech, what can we do to request of Dr. Muhammad Bawumia and request of John Dramani Mahama? So we almost some plan of action, opportunity. And
generally, we need a national plan. We need a national plan. A national plan never guide every regime in what to do. But Ghana, I don't know how we got here. Young call for motivation. We are school abroad later. If Siani also abroad, and we do have minimum near assistant. We've had attempts at preparing national plans, but Ubiaba no abetregu not Nediaba, Ubiaba no abetregu or the Nediaba. If we had a national plan, it will guide everything that we all have. But as we speak now, National Development Planning Commission, and I don't believe in that because we have always outdone such national blueprints, but we didn't buy no matter what and also at the Omodiaba. It appears we are not serious. No nation can develop when it is always starting anew in terms of everything. We are always starting anew. And that's how come we are where we are. I think there should be a lit consensus and dialogue about what should be a national plan that binds all successor regimes so that na near Washington, now we add to us. And yes, DBR, we are starting a new and more development.
Because you see, I just say, Nimoy Thompson, Eddie Bauka, 40-year plan. Afena, MCC Akiwa, I also say, up to 2057.
1996, and NDC for a year vision 2020. Then before Bar, so almost any vision, no more touch me. And I could focus for GPRS 1 and 2, and I'm restaurant a coy. At a mill to buy and also the net medium term, whatever, and then to the trim. And now we will be about the net year back. But I mean, did it say, I don't think that we about my housing project. We ban was a mention because media ever ha. Ye ja we di ocha se no ama awo ne nkankebi na sefo. Ye ja mom. Now we have percentage as so. Enti won say MPP4 esuru say one ka free system. No obi ba another government ba e be betwem to almost let us make law to make it binding. Say national plan ankasa ihu a ye won popo about programs are initiated na anka emma na mo mitu amfo say VSHS no enya ne stable nya ne ka ebeka ho ne hia na mo kwan a ye be fast wa e be improve na e be deliver on quality education that should be of paramount importance so yamanaka to deliver quality a eso ni mpa so
Eddie mini we na at another time the NDC for no Eddie one more year but another time na ya hwe some so campaign team no the city na ya do comments
na omo campaign team no wo I mean kaka me try dey no wa frame you but omo campaign team mate say NDC for the omo campaign team abeto ho na enkofo bi analysis omo ye na say na we anka ho na we ka ho anka beye na we dey
am say ya mfa Haruna ne Muntaka anka ho
before say see campaign team no modwuma na say some betumi a campaign yi ama ye be party e be win election and yes but say you know senia in niema air cost wo Ghana one power is gradually slipping out of the hands of the ruling party such that it will not be the opposition party that will win the election. It will be the ruling party that would lose the election. Say omanye niema year. Ni akobane say challenges war ADAKABRI papa bi a oba interview was several a certain term at the term of office and na open renewal. Na bra open renewal no make an interview panel no. And I say chiro ni awaye and no challenges in abra. Or chiro ni awaye and na or chiro the challenges. Or chiro the challenges we no and na or outline the vision. Say ye the to me man your money with the renewal your friend is saying or be implemented that vision. Now when we the members of the panel is scrutinizing the vision, we realized that the vision was not speaking to the challenges that he had outlined in his first term. And what am I trying to say? There are challenges in Ghana now, but in spite of the challenges I want to say, MPP force and they are going about talking about other things that do not necessarily address the challenges that we have now. And more to me some more and some challenges now. You want to say, on my na ye did to me ba mamu be wie na challenges ne kunkumi ya na wan na mo be bu omo say omanfo enti no madwe ne say omo be say wo break 8 ne dia then we should concentrate on addressing the challenges that we have now. Now what address challenges ni yeah and one kasa be kasa maw na se ka kasa maw a kasa maw yeah and we can be in the position to analyze the quality of campaign team and this is for the abattoir. Now some man yanasa, na sanya airquay challenges war, but you are speaking to other things and those things don't address the challenges that we have there. And yet the NDC may not even need a campaign team. Power would slide to the opposition, either the NDC or any other movement or party that may emerge. The argument is not even about I'm unable to properly analyze the composition of campaign team. As the chair said, on one case, as with or without campaign team, power is sliding from the ruling party away.
And you are not suggesting they should be complacent.
There be, as they are American, say, one of the reasons why I believe they have done what they have done in terms of composing a campaign team is to show that they are not complacent, and it's also to show the Ghanaians say, even though power is sliding, they are not they won't take their mandate for granted. It is not too late in governance. 1 week is even enough to make a difference. In this MP4, if they truly breaking the eight, now grubbing or moody, and they've been a little man can so call office or more park away, and so or park away, so you're breaking the eight. If they really are serious about it now, then between now and 2020 elections, there are a lot of things that they can do to address some of the challenges that we face as a country, to change the perception and impressions of many voters, about them. And no never my elections, I am competitive, but I just are the near
Prof, yet there was sister watch radio, so you took time off to speak to us. Right. Professor ya Jampo, Anna, Oten, enti ni nyina emu no ya ba betena se na ya sanita no waba ya be present ni kusu ya de ama no na se wode ni nyina so benya chance freedom ha akoso de a ono kwana sem kwabena ya bua kranche of the National Democratic Congress esoso ebeba dem ha na nana kwadwo aje ya bua of the New Patriotic Party and so ebeba dem gusuneti neat 100.9 FM.
What's cool, fresh and trendy with a new look? Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Natural mineral water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Kwame, me ya umwao. Me ba penyu no kane no animade pa. Na so nan se bua no obon. Me dwene ho amenti ase.
Na so we dey simple gra. Fanuko Whitestone Dental and Eye Care. Na yen checking anima no.
Oh, jai sa mani abrewate. Me ba bona make us match was me Fanuko Eye Care clinic.
Na wonnim se enkwada bi wono mo a. Wo de sua enkoyie nyina no efi wani. Akwada bi wo a abra teacher ni kyira de no. Won hu ade ni yi. So what anima na so what akire. Eba ne sa. Fanabra Whitestone Dental and Eye Care. Ni enye nhwemu mfa ne no. Oho bia entam se bewe ni asia no ama no.
Ayampa o. Na sekro ni yade no eba emonka ye. Wadwe ye o se bibia ye fine. Wo be ko na bibia ka echi na wani sei. Na sekro masate se wono momoja broso na esiche yade no. Aya na momoni yade pa.
Sabe pepe. Onipa bia kra no afimu one kwa check up awani ho kra no. Enye mpre no. Whitestone Dental and Eye Clinic say fa wo no wabusu nyina. Ebra ni enye nhwehwemu emfa mani ene mo se ho. Oho bia no ye behwe ni asia no e de amamo. Ye wo abafu nfidie ultra modern diagnostic machines ahodo a ye de ye sa nhwehmu no. Ye dwuma efo nso de. Wani wote enti uba ye beje o fel so. Whitestone Dental and Eye Care e wo East Legon. Ye be MTN office kese no. Free was 024 225 1983 and 024 045 2992. Whitestone Dental and Eye Care. Wenni eno kania.
Neat 100.9 FM so any. Na ene a Thursday, June 20, 2024. It's about 8 minutes to 3. In the studios this afternoon, Yao Asanitano is a political analyst. Nana Kwadwo Aje Yabua of the New Patriotic Party Osono Obebaha. Kwabna Yabua Kranche of the National Democratic Congress AHNye also Obebaha. Yao Yamuatras.
Over me, Joso.
Ya now to say.
Okay.
Apanyi kwada me mon presenting the Kosuan Famano at 55 cities na yenye comments kakra presentation pa you know Kosuana Utriaka at 55 cities no ana yede abrel yeah o comments ne saying price differentials yede tingana ha
of am don say em say first of all no say nkrofo triase because me say no be can say what set agenda say omo triase say some of these things no yet to ensure say prices are no buy and as infudie bedu nkran ya say dey si kosoro no ye be mo triase say ankan say sa na ba no because obeji dia me no call you in fact my men no price no boy na kan pese we lead the questions no say nti what is your highest price for crate god ye koto ho no na enye
and ma kosua no
which indicates say owunya grade 1 a ne bo no ebekoso nti we are only trying to put to the public domain say we must say transportation ne risk ahoro ewo mu once you go to bring those things down here but I almost omo entwentwen so kakra ofa de ma hu ne say ukodwom na so koto ade titro mo ton fruit pear mango ne abrobene brofre titru brofre no ofa wani tua pass ade na pro enso ko gina ho na obisa yesi ba ko 10 eno ameto mango ba ko 10 cedis me ba fia me hwehwe akra na apro wohu
pro so still the beja boarding
the beja boarding wo be ko many places ade na nyina a brown here even crop ebi be tumi hu fungi wo ho but sir ebi obeto agu no ntu why is it so? It is so because of our share what tremble church. The number of days fruit ne other product ediwo shelves so because of the system, electricity constant, cooling system a whole more set it up you know. The shelf life of product abroad no hard you know. In fact the hakra so call malls in Ibia. The shelf life of adia de ba ko gu ho ene no compared to me fa say ye mi no ne akoto ade me de na me de akomo and egu omo shelves so media no can be about 2 weeks by 1 week now we dey pro because of the system na yentumi nkurasa no manage enti we are only saying say and can send fatase kosua wonkra ha ye better no 60 cedis per crate and even more the whole thing is say aban horo aba no na edi yenya sanka ye will rail line from baby out of your craft was a bono doma bank and kosua no will arrive in time and cost of transportation be cheaper because owura kofo transport terminal no ye wo achimota ha no most of the time ho no mbe yikosua no bebre no a of abeko no omo yikosua de apa no enya agoro nti se nipa ne de
as a kwan no so etutu
sa di nipa ne de ba risk factor and na oba bedru no so ebi ade apro and omo koto no ho anaso omo kotu abeton no obi so ho wonim period na e de besa bi a 1 week 2 weeks wonim say by the time e bedru 1.5 weeks na adane nsuo wo me ma me na ye call no ho no most of the time to the apro no me de call no asesa ma and in most cases no pipe e nsuo nko a nti all these are factors transportation cost the risk factor in terms of deterioration of the product any other things and ema me fee say nebo eyedin wonkra ha no enti ema ye nya ne te say ena na ye kan wo yen share asiye say ye be make transportation easier from the hinterland which is real number 1 because there be ameka offer sanka sleeper sa na mo ne afika kra na mo fobi sanka wo be sinna anka I can tell you on authority say enkrofo anka omo wuo kumase akra kwan so no probably anka enye ebia even 10% of the number every year about out but because our roads are not dualized into head on collision ahoro meanwhile sanka rail or what all these lives would have been saved and I'm advocating for rail system I'm advocating for our own shipping line and na be me economy na gina so ye we yanka see shipping line be say 10 cargo ships crop no ma di fiama no ne ba esi amanfo ship so ye tue sika ma no e be ba abana bottom ye wo ye airline esika ye tua for airlines ahodo no e be ba abana bottom and these are some of the things I say aban create employment so na man normal so cheaper, thereby making the economy more robust and your exchange rate no, and also hard in terms of the CD dollar rate, especially on the cargo aspect no. Yen shas yen fire fagudi ne bi nsia wo ne yen gi 50 cargo ships emra. Into yen fire no man ko gu obi ship so ne ya twe scam mo. We are draining ourselves. Monies are going out every day. No ma ye kraba na yankasa na ye we shipping.
Na ya so wo hwe no ma ye betimi aye wa ha. Na nso so because they say MSN ne kra no ya san a record a trade surplus 2023. Na just say trade sector hono no. Whatever is going on there, and I say a good foundation against all odds. No, we continue to record surplus as against previous deficit. Na yenya. Na we should say cocoa ye don Ghana has ya just ye cotton raw bean no ewo abontene. Ghana ni a chocolate drink you could me. A niche chocolate drink. Tama niche esas yes or ya de no ya na kokotoko na wo ton shop mu a na a retail 3 cities just afi entwamu saa wo eso nei no u retail a ade a na 3 cities no a ye Ghana chocolate Ghana cocoa a Ghana ni na manufacture wo Ghana ha ene nam 8 cities. It is a period of say 12 calendar months na a move from 3 cities at about 8 cities. A dear now so say betimi dia ye ama yetimi sustain a dear be manufacture Ghana of which so so a beboying.
Offer I say a bambia and di o man anymore. Now said will be created a conducive environment. True for the private sector. And the government we have today under Nanado NPP, or more capitalist. And you see capitalists no.
Yeah, can so no. You cocoa is so Atona Foods, this way chocolate, and then we announce new prices.
You see?
So no.
You see why? Because taxes gusua echo. And you see a capitalist government no, their main friends are the private sector because omu believe say yema private sector and drive na omu employing for. Government has no business in doing business. But you see, Dr. Offer, how many Kwame Despite Nyebenya or Memha? How many cocoa tins Nyebenya? How many Tobinkos Nyebenya? They are a few. The business moguls, how many Canadian Japons? The few business moguls, they are a few. Therefore, because they are private entities and they want to maximize profit, the rate of employment can never match a state-owned enterprise. Into what the government should have done is to emulate Kwame Nkrumah's style of putting in place measures to revamp someone to mean Sifu Krepa, Bonsat ties, a Abosu glass factory, and in many other factories. I have set an example here. Many times I feel embarrassed about it, but I have to. 80s muhoya, I bedru a 90s Krepono. Meat marketing board a work Jolu Junction. It was operational until said the Diversity Implementation Committee was set up to just give off all these noble facilities and creating employment. And then a sorry, but if I don't forget, a sorry no so for the can say, wow, pay Jumano, ma on Sasso, Yamon Payamo. Meanwhile, Jumano na waje, go to North Industrial Area. Most of the factories are your
meat marketing board, you say, just in the middle 70s. No, so so and feeling that idea was a day.
You see,
na yeah, almost a nominal one side, no. Na British company Willybrook. And now a Willybrook so one near your buses.
Oh,
I look the bow tie.
Wafa. Into the back cocoa sector, cocoa was number one foreign exchange earner for Ghana. Nkrumah Breswa, and there was the need for diversification. Into your cromusa mananka baby and now technology akosri. And this is the time Cranker said the volume of cocoa production in terms of tonnage. And but what is happening? Any chief executive I wouldn't be called open year. And for that matter, no, Ubehuna or more I am used to wear fracadam. Any cronies in normal contractor who mano. It does not inure to the benefit.
Yeah, any chief executive one. A more of ministry na the shas, you know. now share abaya adwuma yɛfo a yɛtu ɔmo ka wɔ maa we mu no
right
duru baabi ɔno ma ahokyere wɔ mu nti no ne yakɔ hwim sika na free cocobot fo nsɛm na yɛmpɛ sɛ aban no bɛgu ase ɛwɔ baabi nti no ne yɛde akɔsi sisi ano nti sɛ ɔhwɛ sɛ cocoa roads koraa no at a point no na under finance ministry na wabɛgye sika na free cocobot na yɛde bi si yɛde kɔ akɔyɛ cocoa road meanwhile ɔmfa ma rose ministry no ɛmɔ mfa nkɔnkɔyɛ na bonsi yɛde akɔ soso atuatu adwuma aban adwuma ɛfoɔ ka ɔsɛ aban bi adwene wɔ so sɛ bosome so no ntua aban adwuma ɛfoɔ ka ontua sogyafoɔ ka ontua polisifoɔ ka ofiri no ho bɛkyere no enti sika a wɔsɛ kɛ ring fence no yɛn ring fence no ne akɔgye na yɛde aba ha onso wei mu baa yɛn from 2017 no ɔmo realigning ɛde ɛyɛ cocobot ɛkɔhyɛ a Greek ministry ase osu afiri akoto therefore yɛ kuntunkunkun na nayaw ɛkoin ɛne yɛsade ɛyɛ cocobot ɛkɔkɔ hyɛ ɛyɛ finance ministry ase na anu yi anani abere sɛ ka usual obi aba by convention or the deputy minister ɛna ɛkɔkɔ tena board of cocobot ɛso afɛdeɛ na nayaw kuntunkunkun si ɔnoa na ɛkɔ tena board no so ɛne yɛ kyinkyim bu ahene du nsa ɛna bu ahene du so ntimi nka nkyerɛ obi a
asɛm no because wafa why were you put there as a chief executive? So what should I say no more cost no emwa or mining kind kwana say emwa that particular sector. Resign. Put it out there that these are the reasons why yes.
Sure, party politics.
But yes, we must have the will.
A party penina I do a board chairman. Now what Jim office will cocoa board ho. Now a chief executive ya toka manwa. Board chairman so mon toka monon sam from day political party war.
So these are the reasons. Say
chief executive didn't mean
those are the reasons. Which means that officials no more honor. As a result of you scratch my back, I scratch your back. No, they make sure that the entities or the institutions that they've put them to manage, they become more or less useless. These are the problems we are facing. And I'm saying, we can be more creative. We've done it before. Go back to the days of old when Ghana was producing more than enough. When Ghana had created employment more than enough, go back to those basics. We still have the capacity to do that. Look at the Chindere area when it comes to agriculture. Look at the northern. Yes. We have so and offer.
Bayire.
Enfidia, yeah, they added value to farm produce. Offer any who be out.
Simple implement.
Yes. And His Excellency Nana Danko Kufuado. Somewhat dia media mati. Omo kwakra afidie mumuntu edi tutu form. Earth moving machines. Bebre abase omo de ma district assemblies no. 175 we said na omo emfa enye
socialist for so.
Ma hu de o chere.
Socialist for no. Hey. Get the socialist for you use laptop. Ana obia machia. I don't remember what na say.
Me you are no.
Socialist for now use laptop.
Socialism doesn't mean say you here.
Oh, I'm going to say redistribution of wealth.
And you know, if I say redistributing, be coming, sir. Many day.
Now, the man now, your parents say Russia, Leipzig, East Germany, no use your laptop.
Dear people, why you affect him? COVID in the war, you affect him. Now,
of an only baby.
And
now, no say a for Bobo, Russia for a Ukraine for Bobo, and almost a share. Ghana for memoir and social media and say, almost here. Ghana and Kwan and Russia, Ukraine, it may affect you. Or no, you couldn't talk on the crew. What you are selecting, Memma? A member Marco 11 over Bobo.
Yamwatna say, a Yakwabna Bua Cranch of National Democratic Congress. I was what I say. Now you are Sanitano, our floor. Yes. As a normal be a Akamu. Yes. I'm at your home actually.
Of a sudden, who when you fika. So be kaya. And Chroma Bresu to a champion. Now Yankasa, your Canadian fresh pineapple. And the videos I've seen, a man no more.
And somewhere,
you see, and it was so. And at the time when we went to the malls of Ghana, and it started to use money, is it TUC? But you could go and shop freely. UAC across the country. You could see, say, when you went there with your
Kingsway, no,
with Cheetos and then whatever it is, as a worker, you could even go and get things on the neck of your salary, which is yet to come. And I'm saying that until said the state will take part in ensuring that agriculture will be the pivot around which this economy will revolve. No, we may never get anywhere.
And no one no more. To see unia penny Martins why any plan. That plan, 6 thematic area no plan. NAR New Agricultural Revolution. Our dear shame. I was say operation own your own farm kakra ofie. Na commercial farms so I was here na crop it benefited from it. And then other parties informal plan Emma na say the wo sika no that dispassionately objectively what should be our plan nanka ya se me hwe mu no me hunu we fa we ho me hunu we fa we ho me hunu we fa we ho na me ya de nka me susu say we betimi aboa yen ana ne yentimi nya ne sa.
It can never be done because of how politics are cloudy your minds. Where our affiliation to the various political parties no and my obi kura obetumi aboa mo my turning around no what the next mbegu we look at it through party lens. These are the problems. And my baby see oral line and then our can see also. I was saying say his excellency na do dam Kufuor Raban omakokra I stand to be corrected though omakokra fidie mumuntu edi tutu for my see the bema district assemblies
and Western regional minister na confirm say ye bema district bi na wo hia so wo ye okwan ya na de akwa ye okwan.
Does it make sense? Is there any sense in this move? They want money for campaign. That is why they've done this. Ibrahim Tuare. Hwe no ma wakoto aba mfidi a ye di do afuo. Nti sa machine mumuntu yo amakoto yi. And can mode to combine harvesters ne plowers na mode ko good enough wa. And can within 1 year even before you leave office and can tonnage of maize that mobe harvest now and yet tonnage ketwa. District assembly, what is their capacity in maintaining roads? For you to be able to maintain roads, we here say you know makoto enya ba kompe. You need grader, you need a friend is saying leveler. You so many things come together before you can say I have shaped this road to an appreciable level. Inti mo sasa yesika and mo de akoto mfidie ayeyi e ho part ba kompe na fidie naka. Yeni mo we ayehwe na all the buses are Mahama Krabaye and even Urakuf. They are all in the bushes. And he said obey what he describes as the great transformation agenda. So he's here to launch it.
Launching official or man.
But also launching normal or high places. Dodo. I better na me mako hobi. Maybe can break it down. Obi na be fa me buy.
Moving pico. High sir. Oh yeah, my the na me facilitate no kubi.
Oh ala wo ye in programs na high place. But yan so a ye pet you know. Ye was down the belt. Ye we ye nya hobi e be ko. Ye was down the you know.
Yeah, be ko.
So
I was saying with me a kind from trade to trade. Now we are informed. Now with your submission. All kind of correct. We objective. Now the free say ebeboa no aka the free say mo no aka na ye sua bibi free mu. Eguzu to your
young agriculture full scale. Government participation any larger. In that state, and you see government should be giving targets. So who setting up such system? The irrigation systems are in place. Until once the farming system is going on, you could let the military supervise. Now, what set a target? I'm say me here 100 tons of maize a beer within 6 months. Out of that, the military and I say private entity now ya set it up. Say they should monitor and evaluate. Or more benya so and so percentage. Workers no more foam horn so. Or benya so and so percentage. Now, what set it up shallots around? Just some 40 or more year juma. Across the country, we know baby a yetumiya JNA free, baby yetumiya tomatoes free. Until you go by that instead. Let's just say, baby a produce tomatoes. No, what in feed add value? Akosiho. Until from the farm gate, we are doing everything necessary to add value to it. Now back straight to our malls. We call a Pokwase here, Maira, that area. Yes, yeah. Well, this free zone crop for here be more based starting up factories be or more can. In Yadua, and they don't sell it in Ghana.
That is true.
They take it outside. So how about giving Ghanaians that incentives, that a conducive environment to produce and sell here, so we could also export some. And to offer the system is so porous. When they come, they don't care about what would change the economy, but rather populist your friend is phrases and then policies and I omoneba and a hard dream power into me full scale agriculture number 1. Second, revamp the shipping line system number 2. Third, revamp Ghana Airways number 3. Revamp all factories now a revamp pabo nkroma or the nyina. Bonsata is still there. We can bring in the machines. You mentioned Akoko Photo. Why did we get Akoko Photo? Because there was a state a farmer a signboard kese no mudi si ho. Those days the signboard be see baby ana a attraction. An attraction. The hot ma say nya say di Akoko Photo. Nti yan set up state enterprises are a big generate employment rather than say you rely
because I was say and they uko Tema West na ufri no Sakumono eko Lashibi highway na down mono bedru junction bi on front mo Farm Vivian na we should say champion time show in the 70s and na Kenelamuzu Satam Kenelamuzu ekokwa J Farm Vivian anu ye poultry farm on just say ewuram kura no wakwa ji o Satam soja ni woni ne yire ne mai na just wakwa and na hwe say baby Farm Vivian is here no so in the 70s na ho ye wuram ho ye kura bi asekura na Farm Vivian no esikuram it is a soja ni nya adwene se me koye Farm Vivian sa time no a ene nu senka MPB ase or dokakra
anka moa akando mu nyina ye hwe
ofa oya mo akando ne mo e
pese unim say 21st February 1966 Kwame Nkrumah signing agreement to irrigate the to make the Accra Plains the hub of various crops ahora ye de be feed omano as part of
3 days ni
3 days no o fi ha ye two no so that project never came to fruition. And the Accra Plains have been encroached so much to the extent they say you don't even have what is left to eat on farm.
Accra Plains in Susu, there's a so
until he saw that place as one of the hubs. I bet to me. Yes, for the Greater Accra side. Now if you know, say a be a Western, you be and also you identify baby. Now also the SC a and also you are setting up. Until we must be proactive in ensuring say. But be a no buy way one, no buy way one. Now, at least, no, you're setting up the factory. How do you take monies from the taxpayer? Now, of course, see so called a friend saying warehouses. Him and Rechi a MP war one of the almost see one district, one factory. Original parliament. I can say almost a year more in the constituency of a year Juma.
Na gawo di be na betra si gawo They say ya who of you nese ya catch us say be ma bi be wa wunu aba na wunu aba so no ho nwedwe na fe be ma wura ho na hwe be ma we ya anya yem sisi
fanu ana waka
sanu abayade
afa afialo
e dey watch Nana K enso so waba betena se ane se obaye bia waje de chena hye no afi no obi betra no ate ana fa chere hwechi
of medical ne makasa so mon try ntin ma chene
sa o makasa o ma sure
o makasa so mon try
nana watena se ma aye
of ya sanito no onimu se chere ma hye no di se ma hye no
ai
oguru ho bi betra osisi
ai
I know baby a 10 ne ko you may be
nana go
the good thing they say omo hwe no mu background no mu se won kan omo ho a no mo pardon because him say won ti ase
na kwa say
tamale no fa me ko hwe eche ibi ene ye frɛ me omo kan zo nyina me ntina me de kwa me ko mba bi onto akwa no wajime munya life man on kai ho
but community
but no correct me
community entry
that be say what nese uni powers bia na the number how do power the beto no say 2 minute ukra bi and you try our best stop try na ni bia na eja kwan of fire
say
eja kwan
enya community bia community entry that be hia ma say o enter community bia na study honum say this here and kwatena wa hinanim ko cross o nine now to hinanim cross o nine eti ofaya yedwa se
the conclusion the great transformation plan or metrim. The other one should bring theirs. Now and also
I also support to say Obia and the Emra.
Yes. But I still advocate for the National Development Plan.
I also say 2057.
Oh, offer. Yeah, 40-year development plan. One says Sanka ya adopted almost 10 years now. You come you. And just about 30 years.
And the Vision 2020. 2020. Say state in the year we bar. And she no say on for state in India no. Name kase see yanka after 32 years there. Go granted. Yes, I say, is it legitimate to request of a political leader since Obia and fan plan emra? The plan said the Kwame Nkrumah year 1963 to 1970, or say a year work and happiness.
Yeah.
A plan is a we say, and as I say, no, a year one of the political leaders say, Afrafranto Trematin, say, or did a great transformation plan about a year 6 thematic areas. Or launch no. Would you request of other political leaders? Say almost one formal plan, manifesto no quite separate, that of the political party with a set of promises and other. But we want an actionable plan, concrete plan. What do you make of it?
Over Medasi, Dedi Kamamentia T4. Say of our way now will be Oshe Bobby no ediso.
Kusiano
meeting Finfini Hana a bush and buy a corner or yeah.
And Kusiano is one to Kusiano.
I mean, matching me nuclear and San Marco. Over Naminiana.
And there be young Tiaka.
Of our
100 cities.
And I'll see the account now.
10 cities, but I'm in the account.
10 cities
of Amintias now is Otogusia.
But Roma, Nankoma ye, dear say, and Crawford at a trouble price differential and an account was him. And no case baby or Tonokusi and 70 cities as a 75.
And nobody we are branding 55.
And I see a Benya Bureau, a Doma, and a Doma group. Aye. The menino na call baby or Tokusiano. Obano Domaho. There be Albano Tokusiaman, you can know Bana Ferry. And was in your no. There be a different tropical when you been. And it is a day out the Abbey. To wait for the man by.
Or for bus.
A friends.
Because you had to about
or side for there as a Ajaman Bedu. On a Zania any better. Of a giant fire.
Opa, who's to Tibia, I never seen it.
I never seen it.
As I was a need to say.
Bass in between on I'm mamma content
says, they see a baby. When I offer penny, and I offer as when you're 59 years old, it was a yakin and offers if what was it would do because you indicate.
What possible that you about to this stage, you know?
Who of our mob brand of us for the two mutum? Sir, some of our mob brand of us for bre. Our for Bobra, Obaka in as a FP. What when you offer a manka
and then Quassam.
And offer ADAKABRI me Pekka cook myself because I know America.
I'm confessing.
Let me tell you. Me can go for Mammy Tundra and the
okay.
Oh, what a roman.
That's when you more fair. Mamma, I'm quite
topic.
Well, I change topic. This is so basically me offers in the Chumberman
lawyer. Oh, okay.
No offers, no. And teacher, baby, I better to be a young poem.
Of a member, no, the MPP as him.
If I wouldn't yes,
Debbie. Sabi, get here, a do so be here. Here doing go for no account. Debbie.
Offer anti why are there so what me ama ya okusia na timi abedru de to so bio won say empempi no e won say amanyofo de bia ye de obi e ba okra ne vision e no de ba oba o si meye we sa ne mana na ye keka bom na ba ye manifesto na bo sha kese ni nyina hona ewo na offer me feel say se ne na o ka no the country no na say o man say yenya a development plan. Now, countries be brea or more are developing na there's a plan our move follow. And yes, we ba in fear 9 now wa shebo shaka see me ba may we and idea I wouldn't want to go into union maybe before mo bosha almost share be brave mu me kasa me kumu I beje a branding na because when you fa so share be bit say policy bit say planting for food and jobs. A very solid policy. Ananka buying. Senka yadia ye won mrebia ye wo mmerɛ bi a ɛbɔ ho ban a anka at least ka mi susu say bi anka bedru be in the next 10 years 15 years to come no Ghana ka enima bebre ho aka yenkokra to the extent say o man asa bi ofa u twam kura moku na u twam na ebi frito na wamfa yanhwe ye bedi bebe na wotwe na wotwe mienu na moku na fifi ewo ho ene yetimi kokra moku
ene moku bako 80 pesos
over ye kra free Dubai na be den
mako
na say ya report na ba bonten no ye kra mako from Dubai
na India ni bi dua mako wo wager nso ya no ha ya wo de ko UK no afede ye kra mako
ye kra bi free Dubai ni Nigeria
bako ye 80 pesos
so planting for food and jobs yeah
maybe you because I'm a good now mini back 80 pesos na unzo fa do nim Dubai ni take ho na wo kana meko no mo nyamo yem blend it dem ye serve one and no long one back na dem na wudi otam aduane do
kawe kaka
yeah that's how we eat it and so far sa meko no kwa ha ya akoko bi te he irrigation ho omudua sa meko no export you
India ni bi
no irrigation say irrigation o me ya kakraka wo weja dam ne ho no ukọ uru akoko bi te mu atuba ho no eda so ho ba bi ho man sa no mo nton ye ba bi o mo da so dua tomatoes ni sa niema ni nyina a o mo export wo be kono mu dua o mo te ya ba yes no o mo ba mo to no mo export
because India ni bi so free your friend say London ebetena hase naemakono so ya 3 months 90 days na you ready
of am say na menim say ehokura mpo no bia ye snake farm
onye
won so ne so weja dam ne so island bi wonam Kaswa road ne so hu island na ewo weja dam ne mfimfin
Ghanaian journalist bi na your friend Michael J. Now Michael J wrote a very interesting book ne all the go through Rollins more time near de Michael J in the book no o kan se sa ta wo ja ne man ho no abena no na wakọ weja akwafuom no akwafuom o weja e no eba
over there make can say
the go that so kwajemu o ko the other side of the dam na ablekuma joma no me tomefa and go for that so yafu
akwafuo ho
say how that go for time you start in dua no free planting no and now corner ko hwe for time nua edua wonsu na no no offer enkrofo bi akobie paabo bi wonua yase e wonsu na no holidays ko ho nya agro oh yeah man penye kufu ado ba yi ono so obedua bi aka ho anya wa wo fa sa edwan da roma edi ani mu hwe ma em yedua massive
eyi bone ho na Professor Mills ani brain no mo enkru
enkrofo bi kru enkosi hotel si nsuo na no one of these days what time ablekuma o go have try na say
straight inside so better right about joma ni nyina chese wa mo ani amre a chese nua ni nyina
of our head the way am from and nsuo ni from no amuvu nua ni nyina towards a certain direction and that the wako be sport nsuo na no de aikebu nam enua imu na ko of am say holiday ko he oni so ade wo
migusu
ti and of there make can say to say amaya hodo bebre a omo developing no a development plan and they two in place enye manifestos and they ebu omai no party no wo ba you may have your own vision any other but oba so a obeba beto a development plan e do beto sa development plan na eno and say we follow na odi ye adwuma but of I know say ya ban no do na ye nya no nyina no government of sloganeering ye sloganeer de atoso and you say am di kan no planting for food and jobs are producing ye can say billboards bebre esne aduane ankasa kra unam wura mu a behu planting for food and jobs near de si wo unam ha no say near de si wo enti offer de ye can say oman no esese ye nya development plan near de to ho na obi e ba eno na obeye den obe follow senia owura mahama na nsen ya obey no so owura mahama say oba or the 24-hour economy eba yes sir 24-hour economy policy no won say na 40-year development plan na yan fa nya adwuma nim enti senka bia anka ye introduce ya anka ne ya ko ka ho asem ikura kanya asem foforo e de man because there's a plan in place enti ka ye nimbra ye be sha ase ana say ye nim strategy ye be put in place ye de be sa adwuma no ofa say ya anya ne sa na say ye koswa eye ne senia dae no no bia ba no de ne vision aba obedi mfie nan na ebia ya to aba ebia wantimi kura nwini de obehya ase nyina no bia yen to aso na ye gya ho na aban foforo nso aba no so de ne vision foforo aba da bia na bet se bi delegate fo asa no uko anim baako anu abu achi baako uko anim baako anu
abu achi baako
ah ofasa delegate for asa no uko anim baako anu abu achi baako inti no ye besre se
migusutio
inti over there ye besre se yamanyofo no eduru baby a moma yenwini oman ne ho kane I think say most of the issues are menu penny yaw ebobo so ni nyina no ye issues are me obuni beka say me subscribe to sa issues ni nyina because say wo hwe the ye Ghana ye sika na say yakoma sika no wo hwe dodo a ye de call into exporter say ye kra niema na import ye kra niema na ye de aba ye man mu hanoma utimu say na problem pa niema na ye kra ba no so nyina ye niema ye anka betimi aye bi wa ha de betimi adua na ye di asase ye wa ha no fa asase a oboni beka say very very fertile pa hwe na omo ye sofo line kwan no sabre no fa na meti kumase meti snit flat so ye bo ho mo ena omo de emu agu ayi so mo fa say reno eso aha ena omo besin akọ ena say na emu ni bi hu atuetue ena emu no esa line ti bi ko gugu there bi ebi ko gugu gata nim gata na o so omo ye covert na gata na wo na bi ko gugu ofa ye ho no ma emu ye timi anyi aso so say kwa no gata nim so kira o say ye kroma no na ofa we ba bi o ti abronsan so kra uye nkwan wie abronsan so na ba bi fufu ye nkwan wie na kohwie ayi ni kura gu ho no ma moko na ewuwo mu ni ntos na ewo ho na timi egu nhire ayi wo ho etimi ma ne fifi enti kira o say ye hanom bibia wo beto form a bedua bia no ebeye yie enti the most important thing is say o man na kasa tena se ne ye experts especially those in the agri sector no mu designing a very good policy a ebe boa yen yenim say baabi wo ho man ni mu baabi wo ho no ma bia eduru bra ensuo ntoto a ho odin say obetimi aye den aye farming na wo ho nti eno no in that case ne yenkoye say aban bi ba no no abeka say me ba be ye dam one village one dam yi amana kura ne yentu bi uko nkuro bebre so a omu designate some be one village one dam a yentu amana mpo wo ho ba ko ka so omu be yi eno na ho eno so ho asem ba ya $12 million akodi baabi a yenya hu asem kra nti ofa ye trans sa yenso ye bebe anase ndisi su bebe yenso beka se me so ba meye we o na se mo de mo wa manum breaking the 8 ni de se mo breaking ma kofi akotena ase eno ana mo beye nti ofa the most important thing is yen asoman no there should be a development plan in place oman ahodo a omo eko mani ma America na ade amanfo ko ba omo ka so America efe Canada de hoye kama hoye developed no omo nyina they have a plan in place. Sa plan no omo de ye adwuma they don't work with manifestos. Manifesto policy be any one ma odi beba in contravention with or minor development plan na omo beji atum. Inti no me I feel said there should be a conversation on that development plan. The parties in ketwa ne ade nyina to say yera okay yera lunch ma to onye party ketwa ono osono na achi mienu nti ono onye party ketwa yera lunch ma ti num nyina no omo ba as I said senior nkene ko ejuada wo se ode ye friend say GTP ekwa akoto dwai ye nyina ye tena se on a round table a no de sa ne ani so ade hunu ya den abeka ho ya codify no into a single book senior ye wo constitution no over onim wasem ya ye ke ya sema ne ye ke na mmehu se senka Ghana man kra no se wo hwe the way a amanyofo ni bebre omu eba omu di promises ne ade beba but omu ntumi implement no sa na chiro se senki ni constitution a command no problem even with the existence of a constitution kra no niema ni bebre won ma amanyofo ni bitimi buo mani gu so no ma ye etia constitution no kra but they will still go ahead and do it into of me them feel say and some me nua pani kan me ba na metie no pa and I was excited about most of the cogent points are not always I think say Omaino should have a plan in
tell
place.
Us more about Senka unique constitution and can government be obebia ebe di openo
over katatia ko ye bo over unim say ka Omaino ni constitution in place kanema bebre ho no mark be ha adwen okruma pa and for me I feel say mostly the problem of the Ghanaian people no it is not with the constitution but it's with the person implementing the constitution. Over the American what must say or they all implemented the constitution no ono na problem no it's not the constitution. So ohwe obi ti say yewra na dan kwa akufo adoa ohwe niema bebre wo hono ma wo ya at times it may be say edi papa ipa na say no a lawyer ni na nya say ye nim so a lawyer ni o ye nim so a lawyer ni but wo hwe eniema ni bi wo ho a me de me de me nka so onye lawyer say ne eno na ya kama ye nyina ya bete ye ne eno na ya kama ye nyina ya bete
ya we jamane kana semo kwajo
ene no man mo problem
oh
you imposters
kwajo oh why
so ti bi ti aso anya lawyer de na zo
over jano nwan ma before say that is some committee adabara asalam down dia ya kire omo no yesi omo ba omo me yenka
menka de won so ya kire mo
awu de betumi aka de ya kire wo adabraka
mo anunsi
enti over they can say the problem is with the implementers of the constitution and I say omo hwema constitution ayi na adwuma hwe era na nado or a working contradiction an example na no ade ya ni ha no beka kire say yewura dem level nyesa na efre no dem level wedi 60 years reason om de mai so om di ja na kwan ma na koro no meboa na dan kwa kufu ado no ya auditor general ya otiwe wa mani 2-year extension
emra support
emra ni mu no obetimi ama ye fe ne say
emra support
ofa obetimi ama extension
say any automatic
but the issue is that
one of the one was o madam le
edu so anu aka yeah and you know we finalize no ko kranche
ofa me finalize no masem nyina ne say obiti say na nado dankwa akofo ado ne Dr. Baomi emmo mutisui one mu hunti ene se ne fata say esese yenya a policy in place because when you a plan in place because of senior meka me say nka say omanki ni constitution very problematic because me say nema bebre
so you can't depart from the constitution because you'll be checked.
Of course.
It is like an agreed planner. And can we go according to the plan?
Exactly. Here of a typical example. One of the appointment of judges into the Superior Court of Judicature. One will say Emrano and sharing the explicit number as I say at the court, Supreme Court. Meboa. And I do basui. What just say because it's been provided for by the constitution. So Mampeni wo to me say wo to me appointed Supreme Court judges into. Look at the appointments he's making.
Okay.
Or that sorry or her family album nim na or her enough for album nim na or her now minyama will be penu abodi in besen kwa na kwatena ha.
Okay.
And your family me feel say the development plan should be in place.
Okay.
A babe boy in as a country.
Right. Ora Babna Yabua Kranche of the National Democratic Congress. Anna Ote Neno. Earlier on, Ote Yao Asani Tano. He's a political analyst. But for now, Nana Kwajo Eje Yabua of the New Patriotic Party. Nana Kwajo, 10 people asampe ni nyina yentiebi.
None of the do music the element is even can people asampe.
Na de wonya MPP ni.
MPP ni. I'm proud and people support.
And can obi afufuru bi asam can people asampe.
There be what the topic be at why discussing.
Discussing.
And I person me can no be.
And can MPP as and can obi fufuru bi asam can people asampe.
Me da say offer. Me chia ayi watiefo ne penifo asinkonya na omo ehwe yen Facebook no social media ni nyina. Na yemo mambo so omonya mre na omo ne nyina etoato adwen. Me so fa de nyina no oman ni nchichire ene oman ni yiye daache.
Anyway, Peter from Nungwa, good afternoon, Father Kabri. Tell the gentleman we the Gaba do not dance one step.
Yeah, that's why I was correcting him.
It is 3 steps each to the left and to the right, sideways. It don't say back.
If you want the correction now, na me because me need Dagati for what in many years. Almost back and forth.
Almost side and side.
Almost side and side. Sabi, and then buy who of me dressing Dagati for dressing. I'm the buy. You come in here no matter now you mistake. And until I make correction no. It is yes Peter Diaba. Offer. Nyamiadum. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia TSC for my way in the campaign. Oka name pa Ghana for an opportunity now baba sumo menya on also betimi aye e de aboa Ghana man metumi nia fo ofa we de wadaroma ono ye minsumi nia ketoa ohun minsumi ntumi nia ketoa ye nyina e ofa ne ho ntumi nia ketoa efo sebe ye politics na ye no etoda na onye opportunity na wo kasa na wanya careful a me hu ni so a very respected and gentle man but political issues no why popo bibli ntisi usu odi baba on so na onana kura na se be wano akotra no I don't think say e kwan afa so address mampani no e no da no so da no sorry na do pe bia no appointing those things no enya dia encouraging. Avoid it. Offer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia TS form or catch Ghana for and your papa washes a Ghana for an opportunity to almost moment ya or the beba betuja. I was happy say we can say obi can Alanche Martin the development plan any the policies or the babeto. So far Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia the name of India to abonting. Yeah, trying mampeni that as also the need beto. Na Ghana for dosum. Ni ehunu de sebe and it so wum and it that's winning. But the one starting me be or they drop with the empty. Of nyamia ye wa dona so beto ye beto aba na ye be use be di Ghana so a wo say o minor yin timiwini a mo ma me 1 year mo honeymoon na kwaji wani we ene ento aba ma ono there be a big error say Ghana for beto aba dia mo mampani dada. Besides be papa bi wo hono ma the number of years what na ba mu nko waye be di mampani nyina pen wantimi anya ntidi na aka biem
and no say honeymoon for them.
I was saying, of an artist, no, statement, no man, penny that kind of.
No, saying.
What's said your mind, you know? Any day we are Ghana for any abrace or person almost sunny, man. Obedi akunyane swa, or Sera Ghana for your man 1 year honeymoon. No one finding any. One money spelele. One finding any. Over where they were saying, wait, one the
contest better no.
And with the contest, let me know one more contest for the canoe. And they will go honeymoon. I
say, yeah, you
and you just send me say no go honeymoon. Was it Basasha did me neighbor? Would up a type of honeymoon see and heard the about for so. I'm a person. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Busuni Ghana for Kasa. When you are so for Kasa, when you are him for Kasa, when you opinion leaders say Kasa, when you the trade union congress for ne Kasa, a Jadifu a magazine, about so kind. All the traders say, oh my, or the mooding como, or the policies need to throw one after the other. They me bar, met me a ye, nambe dia sum. And not, na me need the phobia of so kind aiding como. The flat rate policy, I can want them. I'm saying, I can say, mobet me in the summer in the air. And then I can any assurance, kasi say, yet di, I could draw Nimrika, ever to about the ama Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And do she na catch them, one I'm one in them. Catch her, my and say, na policy or dear bassa flat rate, no, duties na, or can want them. Yansu asumu yi na ye bon dewru na mum of adom kaka on say na mum onye careful so about won disappoint yen anunti yansu atonkra de ama Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say na boso kan for de ama ne yen magazine for account the same thing yesre ye koye nim no policy no yen starting yen twro ne yen hihye ne yi yen pe expert no mo so form hunyim na yen nyama ne yi me de mogide kase say Ghana fo aso ansu aso ansa Yesham mamu mampani ekufo do bebu idia. I have no doubt say Ghana for besa to abadi ama Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Sabe oyobi obre ne ho ase yi. Na dwuni defie. Eniema efe eye ne fe. Ofa. Na wo hwe say de wa conduct ne ho wa boa yen. Man ne nchechiriye eni pempesu edi abeduru ene ofa meti yi na nka me try say me ya di minim say me nue hu ye. Ba wo frɛ me ninti o say me jai. Me utia me DSTV ka me utia wa haya first ne ko salai ne ko tuya DSTV u prepare the sa ko di live so enne digitalization ti meteme dem matu kwan
ahwa na ye ne sa say obetimi atua no by phone no
offer metimi akansi so dia people set paying of electricity online app no e ba MPP bere so
no DSTV utua no online na mebusa say
DSTV dey na obisa me anasa wan dey na obisa maka ne ma me nsa de mu dey na obisa
DSTV na mebusa say why na man here possible say
offer ne ya
DSTV
me ne wo ka say fa ne say aka ne na me ni DSTV me nya DSTV dey mampani ko for do brace am start to ai ti say utua wo dey mampani ko for bere so no ye wo dey me nyi wachi so me say me nyi wachi ni
oya service provider no when the facilitators obetimi atua na ka by this means
a platform no you creating ye dey ama wo of a platform no mobile money and some beje ebedi ntiri han first no na wontimi mfa we mobile account no enyi scan free account mu ti say oni momo say okudi ATM ko yi sika no
for na ye platform
no na me kam wate ase say mobile interoperability Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia beresu no ye
hey let's face on one kasa be can say the previous administration can come here and
Me buy a knocking, no, Missy Pounds, what are you? Mamma, what? And the young me up on what what's the meaning of being looking to obey your media?
Nasa, me no one, men fast and coming, why you be that, knock you obey nature, and no one you be that.
Wouldn't I be that's all I'm talking about? Of all my no my be being there.
That will be so on the
analogy now, who draw.
I'm speaking on authority. Said the implementation of mobile what friend is saying but
not
that is what we are saying.
Okay, DSTV. Let me say DSTV as a private company. No.
Makam what you say question now
question.
What beside that?
Take your time. Take your time. Don't bully anybody here. DSTV as a public as a private company. No. Platform what the man said for kwa we to tria na kano.
The question answer me dey on say wo ya twist me masema make. No, what twist masema make no. I was referring to mobile interoperability or whatever. I don't know what me refer to. Platform a DSTV di ma on na me kire ma mu ate ase at first no. Not even mobile money ni ya juma. You have to go to your bank and put the money on your mobile app. The me can was and the assistant. What you say? Upgrade now. I am happy.
I didn't think as a fourth
fourth revolution as a fourth republic.
Industrial revolution.
Any the answer say maintain baby idea for us.
There's a technology across the world. And no man sister. And now Kokras would disappear to your basic kakra yenye. And no, so why do you make it look like say SNNK BB a so peculiar and
so peculiar? Offer a so peculiar. If you don't see it as such, me no me idea dance here say obi maimu ye mfesi kentia even bass. Ye hey trotro mate ni wan to ya won for.
Na say ye shase na mbegu no. Obi shase say ye de car.
I am happy so akase ye shase.
Me kase ye shase. Me to ase.
This near.
I said, Digitalization platform. Dr. Mahmoud Baumiakasa. The digitalization platform now what creating a juma. I bet him just also a wasema. A juma. And then I make us and then me prepaid the sa. Meet na bikwa wuni omaimu. Uko app ne so abet me to prepaid the amount obusia for Ghana. Winya. So be babeko di lines ubim. So what we are saying is a baby we are saying akodru time of COVID-19 buy. Of an social dem ani ntimi mpi. Me ne dey dance here.
Me pato me ni dance here.
Of ambato.
Ebedi free o.
Ya enye nyina na
fragadamfo mo.
Your mind ye nyina.
Na mo covid amanya mu fa so covid.
Ghana for so anso asa. Almost omu nim se di nsu mu duro sitie. Omu nim se di nsa mu duro nsu sitie. Omaji atum. NPP bi ni bi na wagina ba bi aka se. Oman ni mo aye se heaven. Yen kan sada. But the ye kan se baby ya hyehyɛ abeduru no. Yesra Ghana for. Omoma e kwan ni incomplete because we jai baby e dey duru ya no bombe say no. Bibia ni ho bombe to aso.
Okay.
Bombe review kan nyina cancellation ba be say no.
Okay.
Na so mo ba be say no so dia. Oman ni yenkoye nim da. Ofa yema NDC for to me for 19 good years. Emom the rule oman yi. Ye ni baby do oman yi ko duru ye. Omo ya 19 good years. Ah, ofei.
And this is not better than 19.
Now you we
and so info and so info
you be a woman
and so info
Buzi amoba ye nyina
Oman penny ni papa no Oman penny ni papa otua ne ho kan in advance
of the American say that 19 years ye dem PNDC ni NDC no omo Ghana fo nya kokuduru niema NPP for not even 19 years 16 years yen hwe baby edi o ma hye brebe kwa kuduru
okay
media me wogidie kase sense saye ebetimi aba table no ebetimi atene no said the mampani akufu ado kan say ekwan ya edi economy ne babak ne de yebie na emu mekwan a yedi nipa awu babak de yentumi nge Ghana fo nya emu gidie no mo my opportunity no ye beso mo maso ye
ya final comment
ofa media me twa anim say NPP betumi ayi omo flag bearer running mate achedodo and it is critical say ye be because the running mate must have been marketed by now. Running mate at the your friend is saying a drink nkrofo. Depending on which person you take as your running mate, no, and no bachelor vote nso obenya because the person must also campaign. As we speak, Professor Jena no pukwadima one number big crowd no campaign. All this while, no, you have not been able to, as it were, bring out your running mate. But you see, painting a certain picture to me. Say, Ayana Nkrofo can say Dr. Baumia probably is not a man of himself. Otherwise, Ofa, what is this that you cannot stand on your feet or your foot to say, me anka say nipa me pe eni despite the omaka, of course, we been nominated, we been consulted, but you as the flag bearer, no, you must have one person that will say when I met me then. And to baby, we are waiting keenly to see who they are bringing, so that when we want to analyze the running mates against other running mates, now it's a discussion. So finally, no far. I think say the NPP has not done the private sector good. Regards taxation, taxes are a private sector no. Ema nyuma pi egu, ema employment so conform. It is my wish, say anka taxes are yedi kun suppressing private sector no. Anka ofa bi anka ye be gumu kakra. Say the be yanko for hom be hado.
Yo. Go granche over. Brena ye be ma nana kwadwo ana ye be ma.
The appoint.
Or the other point by the time of upon na mumu no mafa kusu anko.
But the okay they say madam just show the ababo.
I think that for us in the NDC, whoever Dr. Bawumia person partner no be an yen fire. It's say men now no more say they have. Among for neck on them na me come say me Goro boys. Obi any ho am de ne ka ho a ebetimi a save wom. Baby a o mine do sisi a no Ghana for here experienced people who are experienced, not experimenters. Omo hia among for betimi abagi free. Baby a MPP for the akudri. Say o mine sika semenyo. Eti se senia wako baby a hoye mining area. O ma didi kro na ase nyina edan esi o nyina ye didi ase enesi wo. Wan hwe yie na bibi wo so asase wo so kakra bi ba pe dan wo kro mo nyina bi dwiragu. Sa na Ghana yesika sem esitie. Yan hwe ye bedu brebi kra no government would have to borrow before they will be able to pay salaries. Salaries kra na manfo atim fifire na omatua no omo betua ma omo no. Yan hwe ya iso nkobo bosia asanom de abetua. Ye besre say ye kono media da bia me ba ha na manka asem we ya me ho entome the 24-hour economy no na ye the game changer e de ma o man esan say wo hwe statistically no hwe Ghana for ye da pass ni the number of hours ye de ye adwuma ye wo 24 hours obi en ho be few ye wo 24 hours wo a day bia mu wo hwe mu a ye de be 8 hours pe na ye adwuma obi kura no efrifie be no nkono e de ko no ndu ebebo be 3 o'clock no asama the bag so every officer o kofie so clearly no say we waste a lot of hours and I say yeah hours be bre on my unproductive it ye be share Ghana for say ye John Dramani Mahama ye be pese enwumakuo ni bi wo hono a omnum betimi aye adwuma even adesan mu mpo for instance of say me kwa renew e bia me driver's license na me wo adwuma ye e wo officer ese metimi ba madwuma firi anopa no nwotwe ekosi no onum na me pon amakọ DVL ni makọ akoye saa de no enei DVL ni so pon no onum enti wo be pon adwuma ho so be waje sa wo kọ no na omoso mapon enti ye be sere se 24-hour economy na adwuma na nipa ba ko na eye no nipa be te se 9 ana miensa ebetimi aye saa adwuma kro na and we were shemu se Ghana for John Dramani Mahama onam ya ode ne nto abo no enam no or ye chere 24-hour economy policy nim ama Ghana fo nyina ate ase na me wo arehemu so ombeto aba no ama Ira John Dramani Mahama no abagie free ba bia na adan kwa akufo ado ene na momonfo omde ya kwhye yi no wagie free na me di ma asem nyina ba we me nua kan asem bi no o se me address na adan kwa akufo ado se ono space beda ho a o family album nim na wa appoint obi of asem na make try knowledge obi a okroma bia nim se sa no ye ne appointment family album da ne sere so obi obehunu ewo mu bia no aboni din na emom sa asem na meka no person o che sa asem me cassette ya mampani na mo ene da be na mo hu se obi ye mampani nti ese address ni yiye wan ka sa o tie sese akura obi e wa no utina se Yewura John Dramani Mahama se ye mane mre no fe nkodi animu na onkono nkodi nani ono kan yo na na dan kwa kufa de nyani suban no what is good for the goose is always good for the gander. It's the way I'm going to say treat him no. Moon treat yes you penny for the same way. Me know what platform. That's okay be against my flag bearer. When I'm responding, I also attack your flag bearer.
Final comment.
Of our dear catcher Ghana for and say Dr. Mahmoud Baumia I didn't who see who saw Babesum Mayisumpa. There's no doubt. So, be my party, all the other flag bearers. No, the track record is tre. Na in him say Ghana form an opportunity in Swa or Babesum Ghana no asumia. On for corruption, any a poor bo. A day back what a wapa panua Ghana funny any GN say obey vice president. You're investigating that. You're investigating that. On Tessa Sebi, Ubia or nobody, my vice president and the president, Kwame investigating no. On chrono near Mahon. So the good thing is we shatter the fita said of Fatia in Kainim. In a way, she fita a tuntum sinebo Adumboni won it him. It's young him near head or shet fita and Kainim. No, you have opportunity, the man. No more tuntum to 10 minutes. Okay, offer we jaw momber ball mine is a talk.
Yanawasi. And Yamba Asada Emfa Emma a Kapna Yabua Crunchy of the National Democratic Congress NDC. Na yemfa asida Emma Nana Kwadwo Eje Yabua of the New Patriotic Party. Asida Sronko Ekoma Yao Asanita no is a political analyst. Say on by. From ADAKABRI Mamudu Oshuma. Medimi na bidi ho chiame. Tanyi Kwadwo Damiado ana dimisi abonten Majero Sajman. Ene ekwefriye ene boni chidom. Technical production no abna frema abankro ena Pescoba Nana Yao Safu. Ana almost tato. But for now, dear, Abraham Way, and Olakoku Michael, DJ Foreigner, Omna Diabekofie, Omna Diabeko Jojo.